That's fine.
All right. We are live from my basement. It's Thursday night. Dave's Imaginations, Dark Queen Ascension, Adventures in Barovia. And Thursday, March 2nd. We're already in March 2nd, 2 months down for the year.
March 3rd.
Well, who put second on my thing here? That's not right. March 3rd.
Literally
Oh my
is a
gosh.
day late.
Oh, how time flies.
A whole day.
Oh, it's third.
Oh, come on.
Third.
Third?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought they said it in
I didn't
Old
even fix
English.
it.
Third.
Oh, that's because I'm on the wrong keyboard. Do that all the friggin' time. Third. And save. Okay, March 3rd. Last week. What happened last week?
We recruited everybody we could find.
Yeah, well, and
Everyone and everything.
and we ended up spending an inordinate time on Wes and Ken and Ravenloft, which was just exciting and cool, but the rest of you just kind of sit there twiddling your thumbs, right? We also
But it was interesting.
We took on the spider.
That was cool.
That was cool. Yeah, and we recruited Saved the Silver Dragon, the Silver Wormling Dragon. Defeated the giant spider after taking considerable damage and near death experience. Yeah. Good thing you had an ally with you.
Chris is like, I died 3 or 4 times up on that mountain, whatever.
Yeah, if you only died once, it really wasn't much of a.
Talk to the spear.
Talk to the spear.
Right.
Are you talking to us, Noel?
Sorry, I was talking to my daughter.
Yeah, that's fine. Hi, daughter. All right.
Love to have a benevolent Eskimo nurse there to
Yeah,
remind
no
you.
joke. Always a plus.
And so after that, it's like, I didn't want tonight to be just Wes and Ken only. So that's why I pulled them into a Saturday episode. And we spent over 2 hours, is close to 3 by the time we chatted for 15 minutes.
Kind of disappointed they didn't find the skull.
Yeah, well, there was certain
Found the heart.
There were certain points where they came to a point where they just weren't comfortable pushing forward, and in every case, it was probably a good thing. Probably a good thing.
That's what's disappointing is that Wes didn't push forward.
Whoa, it's disappointing that the Katota lived.
No.
No, they were doing recon.
Yeah.
They were not supposed to poke the bear while.
Yeah,
Talking
right.
about
Goal not to
Wes.
engage.
The player, not the character.
Fire in the west here.
Wes being conservative.
Well,
Seriously. We need, I think we're going to need that
need what?
skull.
Oh. Well, it was to make daylight come, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and really bring hope to the land and free the spirits and that would be another ally, right? Would be those spirits.
But doesn't the sun sword count as daylight too?
The
sunlight?
I can create sunlight.
sun sword can do radiant damage.
Okay. But its light is not
Radiant
considered.
sunlight damage. The light it creates is sunlight.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, I can create daylight too.
Well, there you go. We got 3 sources of it. We don't need no stinking sun.
Yeah. So tonight. So any more recap there? What else did I miss from last week? I don't have your notes up. We did a lot of Katota and Olak, and we did a lot of Gloin. We had a brief conversation with you
With Freylees,
with Freylees.
who agreed to lend us her crew, but only for defense. Or they'll
basically a
defend
support
themselves.
role.
Support role, right? Park them on the gate.
Yeah. You better switch it out before.
Uh-oh.
Glenn wants the spot back. Who's keeping it warm for you? I can't believe you let me get this far without running the intro.
We had the false alarm earlier, so.
Yeah. I already did some of my my voiceover intro. A little premature without the intro music. If I jump over to the corner camera, there we are. Hello, world! All of our many watchers.
I
viewers.
teleported.
Yeah.
He teleported. You
They're
know,
both wearing orange.
I actually got a viewer on my teleportation video on how to do that. It's hey, how would you do it if you want to teleport like 4 or 5 people at the same time? And I said, well, you just have to record the video and then add the effect the second time. Record the video, do it, and just have to re-upping and doing the video over and over again. The technology, at least as far as I know, doesn't give the ability to have multiple in one. But that, or you can combine all the effects into one and then do it. But either way, you're doing multiple videos. Anyway.
Pretty cool.
So, yeah. Tonight we're going to start with Gloin. Gloin has just defeated... Gloin and Saved the Silver have just defeated the Great Mama Spider. And Gloin has passed out on top of it and got pulled back into the castle by Saved. And you wake up with the syrupy taste of a healing potion in your mouth. I think we already resolved how much healing points you got on that, right?
7.
DQ.
Because that's what I've got on your...
Yeah, that's... Oh, stop. It's anxious tonight. It wants to play. I can feel ya. If we go back into Arcane Volstolz, activate this guy. I don't know that we're going to do much here other than talk about it.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask. So, I would have woke up. He's there. My blood is up. So I'm kill spiders. Oh, I still got fireballs left. What do you? We gotta rest anyway before we go off. Let's go up there and finish him off.
It's like, calm down, my friend. Calm down. We've killed the mama spider. The rest will fall in place over time.
Are you sure, man? I'd like to finish him off right now.
I would hate to think if we encountered something that requires your explosives tonight.
Well, I intend to rest, a long rest, before we go anywhere.
A long... You mean
Well-
you want to do it in the morning?
It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, is it not?
Yeah.
What's 8 hours?
8 hours from now would be 11.
Yes.
But so part of the game is you can only have a 1 8-hour in a 24 period time.
So the only way I'm getting I'm not going anywhere with only 7 hit points.
Well, are you not a cleric?
Yeah.
Okay.
Physician.
So I
myself.
should waste all of my spells just to cure myself. And then I have nothing for when we go. Are you freaking serious?
I would never ask you to do something you're not comfortable with. You're right.
No, that's not uncomfortable with. That's stupid.
Well, we will be flying in the air. I would hope there wouldn't be much to attack us from afar.
Did you not say that you went one time before and you got attacked by a whole bunch of what?
Did I say? Did I say that? So
Yeah.
okay. Those I got too close. If we stay.
This is Strahd's castle. You think there's only just crows there? I don't think so.
Crows? Is that what I said?
We're not
Well, I don't
going
know
to.
if crows or gargoyles, but
I said gargoyles.
Yeah,
gargoyles.
but we're not going to Strahd's tonight.
You don't?
yeah, we are.
Are you?
Pretty sure that's tomorrow.
Savid and
We're gonna do a recon,
they were going to do a flyover.
Oh.
Oh.
but I'm not gonna do it with only 7 hit points.
Well,
The dragon won't live long.
I can't say I blame you. So you don't. So you no longer want to do the flyover then. That's fine.
No, I'm thinking.
Well, I was thinking it's a good reminder that I wanted to pick up some healing potions in town before we left.
Okay. We will talk about
So we can
that.
talk about that.
So, and as I sit here, can you not feel the energy pulsing through us? You were so excited after we killed those spiders. Yes, and I was going to tell you, with my new favorite mythic, this was a life achievement for Savid, and so he gained. I gave him a level, and I thought. So, with the end of every scene and the beginning of a new scene in the mythic, you roll a random event, and the random event for your next scene, which I was calling this one done, I was starting the new one, was NPC positive, and the word was, and then you get a noun, action, and a noun, and it was develop animals. So it gives you these 2 words, and it's supposed to trigger your imagination of what you're supposed to do. And I thought, well, this guy just beat this mama spider, major event for him. I'm going to, air quote, level him up. So you get to control Savid. All right, Savid the Silver. You get to control him. But, and I was going to give this to both him and you as a dragon. That your strength becomes 20. Right now it's 19. And the consequence of that is that your bite attack would be +7, +6. And your damage would be 1d10 +5.
You expect me to remember all this?
Well, we do.
I don't know.
I have it right here. I can give it to you. I don't have to give it to you, Leonard.
No, that's fine.
I keep a note sheet where I write down all of this stuff because there's a lot of notes on.
And then so the damage becomes 1d10 +5, and I'll ping it. I'll send it to you.
Oh, so each of our strengths is now 20.
Yeah.
But we're still younglings, right?
You're still wormlings.
Wormling. And because of that, I gotta go.
And then and so his difficulty class for saves, both his breath save and cold damage save, his breath saves is 14 instead of 13. And his damage is 68. And I just sent a text to the group
Okay.
with all that detail.
Okay.
So that random event was a NPC positive and develop an animals. And then so along that lines, there was an add-on for Foundry for this DM emulator. And so I now have a macro I can click and can ask a question of, does Savid have... I'm on the wrong screen. Does Savid have healing for Gloin? All right, and you can ask these questions, and the chaos level though is really high right now. Our chaos rank is probably a 7, and the odds are, well, the chances, well, he's had one and he's used it, so I'm going to say it's unlikely.
Magic 8 Ball says chances aren't good.
I love it. I love it. So let's see what the fate chart has to say.
That's basically what this is, right? This is a complex
Right.
Magic 8 Ball.
So then over in the chat window, it says yes. And so he says, I do have one healing potion left, but I'd rather save it for when there's dire circumstances.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The difference between the small amount of healing you have and a little more.
Well, I mean, I could take 5 more. I have 5 more hit dice I could do. But I rolled so badly the last time.
The choice is entirely up to you.
And then I suppose I could use some low-level heal wounds. Well, let's see what happens here. I guess I'll take another... We're not leaving right away anyway, right?
Well, I suggest that we do it after dark.
Yeah.
I don't care for people to see me flying about.
Did it roll anything?
Let me click my B here.
Roll hit dice.
There you go.
1? You diplomat. Okay. I'm not happy. Okay. $10, 12, 13 plus 10 is 23.
That's pretty good. And that was your hit dice you rolled in a short rest? Now, are you out of hit dice then?
That's 33, right? So it was 12 and 10 is 22, 23, 33. Let's do, okay, yes. Still never close to it.
Another thing that I don't think you realize is that you can cast your spells, glowing spells, as a dragon. You didn't need to be human to cast your fireballs.
Really?
Really. Dragons can cast spells.
Oh. Shit.
I don't know why I didn't think of it last week, but
It was just a bonus action to change back and forth, right? So
Right.
it
didn't affect you that much.
yeah.
Yes, I'm on
Other
4
than,
levels.
well, yeah, when he was hanging on the roof.
So I mean, if we go on this reconnaissance, we're leaving after dark. We're flying up there, which shouldn't take that long. Reconnaissance, fly back, and then we'll get a long rest when we get back, if we get back. And then I won't get everything back. But meanwhile, I'm flying up there with,
So if we can cause trouble, we just fly away.
we just fly away. Unless the trouble's
That's
Strahd.
what Ken and I did.
Yes.
Away. We flew away
Yes.
when we got in trouble.
Okay.
So you're back on board again. We should do this?
Yes. Yes.
You're the one driving this boat.
Granted, we had the advantage of
I don't
being
like to
invisible,
drive a
but
Or cart, whatever you want to call it.
Don't like to be the leader.
Well, I am glad you helped with the spider, so I'm willing to do whatever you ask at this point.
So I
Whatever. Ooh, that sounds pinky.
There was no tone of that in the.
Where's your mind?
Yeah, where's your mind at, Noel?
Meatloaf. But I won't do that.
I do everything for love, but I won't do that. He just passed in the last month, didn't he?
Yeah. Do everything for Strahd. Oh wait, that was Ruckus. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hey, just because I had a little man crush, don't judge.
Not judging.
It's not hard to have a man crush on him. He's a powerful, charismatic dude.
As is
He's
Ruckus.
one righteous dude.
Okay, so
Save Ruckus.
No, Strahd. Yeah? So you've healed your healing and you hang out the rest of the afternoon. Maybe you go dabble with knocking off the lower spiders with your cantrips and your bite attacks. Pew pew pew. Just on the fringes.
I want to go upstairs and hit that egg sack with a fireball, burn it all up.
And it's like, are you sure you want to? Well, let's do that tomorrow.
You could do that with a match and a stick. Wait, don't have to waste your big stub.
It is a source of food for me.
That's true.
Well, that's why. Okay, so if it's with the bigger spiders,
Yes, it was nice to. That big mama spider was a constant threat, very nerve-wracking. These smaller ones I can handle.
even the big smaller ones.
Yeah, they're more challenging for sure, but they're no match for a swooping attack. You swoop in, you do your damage, you swoop away. You come back a couple minutes later and do it again.
He's like, I got this.
Okay.
But with the cover of the big spider hitting us with that cocooning spray she has,
I'm surprised you survived.
well, you only get hit with it once before you learn not to get anywhere close.
Say, what are we gonna do?
I'm following your lead.
Well, you've had experience. You flew up there before.
Yep.
And did you just fly straight in, or did you try to sneak in?
Like I said, fly in the cover of the night,
Yeah.
and I was just curious. And then when those rock flying beasts started after me, I flew away.
I wonder how hard it is to beat up on gargoyles. So, the castle is out on a, like on a mountain, right? So that drops way off. I wonder if you could go down in the valley, come in, and come up and dive into a window. If they would notice you.
If they would notice me, why would I do such a thing?
Well, what are we going for then?
Ooh, I thought we were just gonna fly around and
Oh, and have the gargoyles come after us again?
well, fine, and then we fly away. So how many gargoyles are there? What do you want to know? It's your
I want to see
reconnaissance.
how easy it is to kill a gargoyle.
So you want to attack a gargoyle? You want
Yeah.
to see? All right.
No.
If we got to find out this out tonight so that we know what we're up against tomorrow.
Oh, lovely. That looks inviting.
That one's okay.
That Ravenlord.
This one's good.
For pleasure cruise.
Yeah. Past possessed robot ravens.
Oh, there's a nice one.
Big
Yeah, see how the valley
castle sticking up out of the
Certainly. And I'm sure we could probably find a window if you want to go into the castle, but I'd be afraid to be able to get back out.
Anyone else think the castle looks like a big middle finger?
Screw you, Barovia!
Does
You are effed.
Just gotta look that way, yeah.
Well, so I'm trying to figure out that if we go in and the gargoyles immediately attack us, which they will if they see us coming, and we run away, then what's the point of even going?
You'll gauge.
What are we-
You'll at least get a sense of just how tough they are, right?
Or
I need to have combat with one of them to find out,
or how many?
or how many.
Yeah, how many launch?
Are there anything other aerial defenses other than gargoyles?
There's lots that can be learned without having to go into full combat.
But I want to kill something.
I get that.
Do you want Strahd to know we're the enemy now? Or when we launch a surprise attack on
How
attack
will
on
he
it?
know that I'm glowing if I'm as a gold wormling?
Right. Well,
He already knows the silver wormling.
Does he?
I would assume so.
that's a gross assumption.
Well,
Well,
let's ask. My favorite new thing,
Oh,
fate chart, right here,
What's Glowing's fate?
does
What
no.
would Strahd do?
is Strahd aware
Oh, we gotta get bumper
of
stickers now.
Saved
WSD,
the
what would
silver?
Strahd do?
Question. Come on, tell me this isn't cool.
It's not aware of the silver.
And chaos rank is 7.
Oh,
And I think it's 50-50. Unsure. Because on the one hand, Strahd knows all.
I thought so.
But on the other hand,
Strahd does a lot of stuff. Strahd doesn't know.
Savid has been hanging out in this Argenvolstoltz, and
So chaos rank is sort of the odds of the spread of it.
chaos rank is how chaotic things are,
Yeah.
right? And he just almost had his ass handed to him by a
Yeah.
bunch of spiders.
So is less chaotic to be more
have my
likely to
ass
hang,
handed to me.
stay in the middle
Yeah.
versus
Right, and then I give it unlikely to unlikely. So I think it's 50-50.
Yeah.
All right, and so let's see what the Magic 8 Ball has to say. 48. Yes.
So one other thing to throw in the soup, if you do go and get in a fight and then take off, then he might think, oh, there's things in the sky that want to attack me. I'm going to beef up my air defenses. Or you just, well, I guess, are you actually going to go try to look, or are you going to go pick a fight so you know what you're up against? It's your show.
therein lies the question.
And go stab the heart. Not that you know about it.
Actually, in your reconnaissance, you might see it,
Probably. It's not subtle.
Oh, yeah.
but you don't know about this because
Yeah, you don't know about the heart, but if you went on your reconnaissance, you might see it. And learn about it.
Well, I guess we'll just go fly in there and see what happens.
Ooh, this is
My thought,
exciting.
and I mentioned at the end, I'm not sure I made it into the video, is that your folks
Ken, I haven't heard from you in a while. You still there?
teleport from the Amber Temple.
Maybe unmute.
Yeah, it's on mute.
Teleportation at the top of that tower.
That's fine. So,
and that's right above.
fast
the tower.
forward to dusk.
Sure.
Fast forward to dusk. And I popped out a few different pictures.
I literally had just walked downstairs to grab something. And
Oh,
was muted.
sure.
So, Leonard, did you take a short rest instead of a long rest?
Well, he won't let me take a long rest.
A short rest. You can still take a short rest.
I did.
Yeah, he used a bunch of hip.
I used up all my hit dice.
Good.
He's like, no, not really.
What? Not really?
Oh, hey, this map looks familiar.
Yeah, it's
Well, this is kind of the overhead view of it, right? And what I haven't put in here are the skeletons. So, as you fly over, the question is going to be, even with your dark vision, the dark vision of the the dragons is 120. All right? So for you to see very well, you need to get within that 120.
Time to buzz the tower goose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Permission to buzz the tower. Sorry, battery was full.
120. I didn't realize the mic. Okay.
Are dragons, are they like loud when they fly by, or are they quiet like a bat?
Like an
It's a
owl.
wormling. I would think it's more like a
Stealth.
bat.
No one's ever survived to tell the tale.
Stealth is a +4. Dark vision says 60 feet.
Oh.
What is it?
Says 60 feet.
Oh, I thought it was more than that.
Well, then you really got to buzz the tower if you want to see what's going on.
That's from the gold dragon. I imagine the silver dragon would be the same.
I imagine it would be too.
Well, the wormlings, their eyes are small. When they grow up, they'll see farther with bigger
Yeah.
eyes. Yeah.
Maybe it was 60 then.
But that would also make them a little more stealthy that they're smaller. You know.
Right.
But as you get so you've taken off and you've flown east toward the castle, and as you get close, you see torches on the battlements. Right, you have the outer wall.
See, they're already on high alert because of someone else.
I love that whoever did this put the rain in as if you're looking from above and seeing the rain falling down. That's excellent.
Let me throw some skeletons in here.
You're extremely skinny.
Casual 100 or so.
When you look at them from above.
Yeah. There's. I don't like that one. So as you fly around the wall, there's hundreds of these skeletons on the wall. And there's torches and sconces here and there and everywhere. So you don't have to get very close to see that.
Form of a bowling ball.
Yeah, but he's at hundreds.
So that's their primary defense.
So we're flying around the tower, and we can see in windows or whatever
Well,
as we're flying by. Well, go ahead.
yeah. So I mean, it's a matter of how close you want to get. So you can see lanterns in the windows, right? And anyway, you get the idea.
Yeah.
As you keep your distance, there is a glow from a tower, and it's hard to tell from this, but I think if we jump to different pictures, let's get off this.
Just as you approach, you see two beings jump from the top of a
Yeah,
tower.
when were they there?
It would have been earlier in the day.
That we were there?
Yeah, because you got back to Verenke.
We left, before dark.
Yeah, it was well before dark.
I was thinking about that when you said, "Yeah, we're gonna fly over." I'm like, "Oh, I wonder if we're gonna." Land
Should I go in the other room and watch the recap? Am I the only one that doesn't know what happened to you guys?
Apparently.
Yeah. I could go. Did Dave do a recap of that part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do a summary?
How long
It did. Oh, there's a good view. As you fly around, you see the amber, orangish, flamish glow
Yeah,
from one of the towers.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be very close to look in there and see a 10-foot-ish bulbous mass kind of floating inside this archway that seems to be giving this orangish red glow to that tower.
Is it pulsing?
Sure it is, because that's fun.
Can I see that?
Oh yeah. It looks like this.
So no gargoyles have come out to attack me yet?
Well, I'm still getting I'm saying without getting within your 120 feet, you can see this from afar.
Yeah.
You can see the torches. You can see the lights in the castle.
Oh,
You combine them.
okay.
Now, what's not shown in this are the gargoyles.
Yeah. I'm thinking about darting into one of those windows and landing on it and seeing what's in there. I'm curious.
Just the last couple minutes.
Yeah, you should be able to fast forward.
I can always
You
fly
can look
away
at the
if
map
they-
and you can tell.
already in the tower when the gargoyles come in. I don't see any.
Part of it would depend on how fast you are, right? If you were up close to the building, kind of.
Well, 60 feet flying speed, I can be there in 2 turns.
Right, and in one of those turns, it could notice you and react, right?
Right. So it's got a lot. If wherever it's at, it's not
Absolutely,
there.
it's absolutely true.
And I would be in the window before it would have time.
In theory, yep.
Of course, he probably doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, he was kind of the impression we were just going to do some reconnaissance. So he's not. I'm not very keen on assaulting the castle. I prefer this distance relationship I have with Strahd.
Distance relationship. No. I want to go back to that one. Oh well. Guess not.
So as you fly around the outside of the castle,
Yeah.
you gather that there's something around 30 of these gargoyles.
30 of them. Holy shit.
Wow.
Some of them, give me a perception check. With advantage because David is helping you. As you kind of circle around and you compare notes every now and then before you get much closer.
Oh, it's a 19 plus 9 is 28.
Yeah. So you find that a handful of those gargoyles have 4 arms instead of 2. Which means they're tougher.
Yeah, so that means they're tougher, but that doesn't mean that the other ones don't actually also wake up.
Oh, absolutely.
Still 30 gargoyles.
Do you really want to tempt your fate with all those gargoyles?
No.
No, me neither. It's like this guy's paranoid or something.
Really?
His defenses are
What makes you think
tremendous.
that?
Do you think somebody stirred him up?
No, I think these things have been here as long as you or I.
Well, what do I have that has a range? Maybe since I can cast spells, you know.
Fireball
My
has
guiding
a,
bolt has a 120-foot range.
Fireball has range.
I hate to waste. Unless I had a grouping of gargoyles to hit, I think I'd rather hit. I don't want to waste a fireball on them.
And do you really want to put these people on their defenses tonight?
It looks to me like they're already on their defenses. I can't believe how many skeletons are out. Did you see all those skeletons?
I was more focused on the flying rocks.
Well, skeletons are easy to kill.
If you say so.
Oh.
Well, all you have to do is swoop down, pick them up, and drop them from a great height. Skeletons. Gargoyles, not so
One
much.
in each hand, perhaps. Claw.
As they stab me in my legs, right?
That's true. They carry those pointy sticks.
Yes.
And bows and arrows. With that many arrows shot, certainly one was bound to take purchase.
So we're still flying around trying to figure out what we're going to do. Oh, man. I tend to be aggressive. I thought Wes was going to be aggressive. I was very disappointed in you. I must have.
Well, the point was not to start a fight.
Really,
the point
Wes?
was to
When did that ever
information.
stop you?
When did that ever stop you? Ken must be like a wet blanket on you.
Yeah.
blame it all on Olaf.
So right now,
Olaf
I'm
has a very
saying
calming
that
effect.
you're 120 feet away at all times.
How close did you have to get before they came after you? What did you do? Fly right up to it?
I have to admit, I landed right on the peak.
Oh my God!
Right up here. Oh, the thing that's right. I don't know if can you see my cursor?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, right up there. I landed and I would take a good look, and before I knew it, 3 or 4 of those things were upon me, and I flew like a bat out of hell. I tell you.
Aren't dragons often compared by people as bats out of hell?
Some, I'm sure.
It is ice cream.
Yes, it is.
Hello.
Bye,
Bye.
Which daughter was that?
Monica. I'm eating ice cream, so she.
Oh, I hope you brought enough
And the
for all of us.
observation. I did not.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's not nice. Okay.
I don't want to fly around here all night.
Me neither.
We've flown through. Can we go back now?
Fine.
Now, where are you going back to?
Well, he's assuming Agamostal.
Yes. I have plenty of time in the morning to get to it. I don't know if I even want to meet you guys. I may just come in on my own from a different direction with my buddy.
You won't get any of our intel, though.
As far as I can tell, you didn't get any intel that I found worthy.
Them fighting
But you
words.
don't even know that. Because you're not talking to them.
I know.
They might have gotten something.
I know. We learned something.
I think they learned a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The different types of creatures in the castle, that alone.
Different types, yeah, the numbers, kind of the layout.
You know, well, we can get to that in a
I can
minute.
see the skeleton from the outside. Okay, fine. We're going back to Arcane still. Gonna take a long rest.
So you're going to stay there overnight?
Yes, I'm gonna fly to the thing and land outside the inn and turn over, change to glowing, and walk in. And I will arrange to meet the silver worm.
So your friends won't worry about you over the night?
I don't care whether they worry about me or not.
But they might come looking for you.
I highly doubt that. They don't want to waste the time and let them.
You can fly, dude. How? It's not wasting time to come to us.
Probably the...
Fine.
It's 2 flaps of your wing and you're at the Owlbear Lodge.
I'm at the Owlbear Lodge. I arranged with him that I can go pick him up.
Well, he
in
can
the
he can
morning.
come with you.
No. Just in case Strahd
So-
doesn't know anything about him, I don't want Strahd to learn anything about him.
So then, what would you have me do then? You're assaulting the castle tomorrow or the next day?
I think we're going to assault the castle tomorrow.
We
We're going
need-
to do something.
We need
I'm
to
not
talk,
sure what it is
we
we're
need to talk
doing.
about that.
And then what would you have me do?
I don't know.
I will sit here, I will stay here, and I will play with my spiders. And if you tell me something, maybe I help you.
Argynvostult's kind of on the way, so you can always stop him
Yeah,
later.
that's what I was planning on doing, going back and picking him up.
Well, you could tell him that.
I thought that's what I said.
Oh, well, maybe I missed it.
Anyway, yeah. So I'll be back to pick you up in the morning, and I'll have a better idea of what. Hopefully, have a plan of what we want to do.
Well, actually, before we get back to Owlbear Lodge, we should catch. I don't know if you or listen to the recap, but
Glenn's watching it right now.
I did watch both.
Oh, good. So you would know then that Olak and Ta ended up in Vallaki
Yes.
and found you at the Burgomaster's mansion, where you are standing. I picture you up on a stool with your arms out, and the mistresses of the house are taking measurements.
Yeah.
And about dinner time, Olak and Ta show up, and you see them, and they're a little worse for wear. Some damage has been taken, and they see you, the two of you up there, and they're not accustomed, especially you, seeing you in your knickers, right? And they kind of snicker at you, and
Getting all prettied up.
And yeah.
Which is like opposite of your character.
Exactly.
The glower.
But eventually they're done, and they will. The lady of the house says, "If you come back in the morning, we should have the dresses finished and ready for final fitting."
That would be excellent. Is there a place you can maybe fit in a place for us each to have a dagger? So that if something goes wrong and someone attacks, Lord forbid, us, we have some defense.
I can't imagine why you would need a dagger. You can always tie it to your thigh, I suppose.
Maybe a garter belt, well suited for the task.
I will make you a garter belt. She can understand that. But,
Make it out of good leather.
and she looks at you.
Hold the blade.
A good leather garter belt. I guess some men will appreciate that.
Does Irina want to keep the sun sword on her?
Irina. Yes, that'd be a good place for just that hilt to be fit right
It is
there.
just a hilt, so
Yeah,
yeah.
so it would fit very good in a garter belt. I agree. Didn't take long.
Okay, now I've done my homework.
Yeah, you watch it 2x speed. And
No,
it goes-
just like the last
yeah.
10 minutes or whatever your recap of Saturday was.
Yep. But even the recap didn't get into all the details. It was just that, a recap.
No, but
Yeah.
no, he doesn't have to.
And once we're all back together, like in the game, we can have a discussion about like what we learned and what the plan is. And
So is this still evening, or are we into next morning?
Well, right now it's 5 p.m. We've traveled back in time. We finished Gloin, and we're circling back to Olak, Ta, Verenke, and Irina, who are all in Velaki, finishing up. The measurements are done. They just said pick up the dress in the morning, and now it's a matter of, I think Ta wanted to see if he could find some healing potions.
be good. And then I'm sure Verenke wants to check up on the blades. What was that?
Oh, the stuff getting silvered.
Stuff getting silvered.
Oh, sure.
Were you getting that? I forgot what you said. Are you
Well,
getting...
before we leave, we would pick it up.
Yeah.
Well, he said 24 hours when you dropped it off a few hours ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did. That's right. So, yeah, it'll be something we pick up in the morning.
So it's a matter of the carriage is coming to pick us up at the Owlbear Lodge at 5:00 tomorrow, right? 24 hours from now.
What's the question?
Our ride is coming to pick us up at the Owlbear Lodge
Tomorrow.
24 hours from now. Ish.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's a matter of, do you guys just want to spend the night in Velaki and catch up, come there tomorrow, or
I think
it
the
worth
plan
coming
was
here
everyone
tonight?
was going to the Albert Lodge
tonight?
tonight.
That
Okay.
was the plan. That was my understanding.
Okay.
I guess.
Well, it was, yeah, and be
I'm
there by
trying to
5
get you
o'clock. when the
all
bus
in the
is
same place at the same time. So
I know.
you can talk
No,
Friday.
I'm just saying. The ultimate was be there by 5 o'clock.
We
Because
should
that's
just
when the bus is
all-
leaving.
We should just all go our separate ways to different places.
I think
Watch Dave's head
I'm
explode.
gonna go try to fight my way through the forest to get out of here.
You can all leave, and we'll do 1 hour sessions with each of you separately.
Ding. I'm sorry, your session is up. Come back next week.
Well, I guess when did Verenke go to the blacksmith? I figured it would have been
It would-
earlier in the day.
It would have been like 1 p.m.
Okay.
Right after your lunch, when you guys broke, that was the first place she went.
Yeah. And he
Right?
said, I'm going to have to work all night to do this anyway.
She said 24
Okay.
hours. The more
Yeah.
time you give me, the better. So if you show up at 9 a.m., he's not going to be done.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He might have something done, but So you go to the blacksmith. Do I still have him up?
We don't want to go to the blacksmith if it's not going to be ready. I mean,
Oh, absolutely not going to be ready. But if you went by there, you'd see that he's working on it.
yeah, I guess it's up to Noel.
Noel.
Yes.
So you're in Vlaki and you're done with your dress.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to the blacksmith. I'm
Sure.
going to just trust him. He's going to work on it. I paid him handsomely.
Yep. And you're in Vlaki. Activate. So the other place you can go is to the House of Worship, right? And you can go see if they have. Well, this is another chance for the fate table. Does the let's just say because I don't know how to call it. Do they have a healing potion? And we're pretty. The chaos level is really low at this point for you guys, and I would say it's likely. I would say it's very likely. $20. Yes. And so, let's see how many healing potions they have. 4. Standard price. There's 50 Strahd for 50 gold pieces for a healing potion, I believe. So these are my last 4. My last 4 healing potions.
I haven't done a great job of keeping track of how much money we have, but I remember we've
Seems like you have enough of that if you want it.
yeah we've collected enough money to be able to.
Nice donation to the Morning Lord. And these 4 healing potions will be yours.
Indeed, and I would.
There you go. 4 healing potions.
I would give. Let's see. Should probably spread them out a little bit.
Well, you can do that when you get
Yeah,
back
we
to
can
the,
do that, yeah.
As you make your way back to the lodge at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready to leave Vlaki. All will be well. And we head back to the Albert Lodge.
Oh, you didn't play the song.
All will be well. All will be well. All right. It's 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. You get back to the lodge. You can tell that the evening's hunting has settled down somewhat. And Katota, as you come in, Raval beckons for you.
So everybody's here except Gloin? Is that right?
Oh, Gloin's here too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're right. At that point, Gloin would not have been there. Gloin doesn't get there until later in the evening. But it probably wouldn't have been that late. I mean, if he got there as sun was setting, and it just was an hour, it's probably going to be 9 p.m. when he comes in. Because we said sun was set was 8. And where's my Raval go? Where did he go? Really? Can never find him when you want him.
There was somebody in the outbuilding.
Where? Oh, yes. As you come in, one of the ladies runs out and he says, "Oh, Tal, you're here. Let me fetch Raval. He had a question for you." A moment later, Raval comes in and says, "Your cart, your horse, do you have them? There's been a request."
I seem to have misplaced them.
Oh, they're
You
still up on the
lost
mountain.
your horse?
His light, well,
You lost your horse?
One of them lost its head, and the other one's a skeleton, right? And they're still up on the mountain anyway.
Yes.
So all we have is your ass.
Yes, all we have is Gloin's ass.
Gloin's ass. But we don't have a cart.
That is correct.
Well, that's disappointing.
No, because we took it up the
We
mountain.
left it up on the mountain.
Did we take the
Hammer
cart?
timber.
I thought we
Oh,
had a
absolutely.
single cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the.
You-
No, we had the big one with the cover and the
Oh, because we were going
brazier
in the snow.
because we're
Yeah.
going in the cold.
Yep.
Well, that's disappointing. The hunters were hoping that we could travel. I guess there's something to do with the castle tomorrow. To 2 days.
Indeed, there is. Yes.
And there's these hunters have asked if there was a way to get the food to the celebration.
How much does a cart cost? Like, would I know? I figured I would probably know roughly.
Oh, you can look it up as we talk, and it costs that much. And you would know that if there were one, it would be at the stockyard in Velaki.
Could spool up my goat. Could tow the wagon. If we could get a
Well,
wagon.
that can tow it, absolutely. There might be other ways to get horses, or also the donkey might be a little bit overwhelmed by a cart, especially weighed down.
Saying his cart is 15 GP.
That seems well. We're not talking about a wheelbarrow.
A wagon, maybe, what they call
Wagons
it.
might
I mean,
be the
it-
better term.
Yeah.
Wagon would probably be more accurate.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have an image for what they mean by cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me search wagon. Okay, it says there's a wagon. It says 35 GP.
Still seems way low.
It does.
300 GP. That sounds more like it to me.
You drive a hard bargain.
One of the
I'll
gems
give
you
you
got in your
40.
pocket that we found, whatever.
Yeah, right.
400?
40.
500. We're reverse negotiating.
Strahd or a real gold?
Oh, we don't. I mean,
Saying
what is this crap? I can't spend this here.
a carriage is 100 GP.
Fine, 100 GP, 100 gold pieces.
Yeah, you can do that. So I would,
But
that's tomorrow.
you don't. You expect it to be 100 GP, but if you want to go see if they actually have one that's back in Velaki,
well, we have to go back for the weapons anyways.
that's right.
So I will make arrangements to get a cart tomorrow.
Okay, I'll let the hunters know.
Very good.
We had a.
If they haven't already been bought up by everybody else who wants to take their tributes to Strahd for the wedding. Might be hard to come by, but we'll try.
We've got a pretty full house, but I've cleared the big room with the multiple beds for you and your friends.
Rental cars are hard to come by these days.
I've put up cots in the lounge areas. So if your crew wants to stay in the room, the big room, that'll be okay.
Ah, very good. Thank
Right.
you. Let's see what else I have. Do you think there's a wagon in the witch's hat?
You could always ask.
Hey. Nothing venture, nothing gain.
What are you doing over there?
I'm pulling random things out of the magic hat.
Yeah, that's where you're pulling it from.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Very good. Yes. They'll be very pleased about that. And he says, "Hey, I've been butchering all day."
Oh, sounds like the hunters have been busy.
Indeed. Wolves and deer and such.
Fewer the wolves, better.
And he makes his way.
So there's gonna
More
be
to do, more to do.
Massive tailgate party going on outside the castle.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. It's Stradgate or
Stradapalooza.
Stradpalooza. Stradapalooza. Stradstock. And you go back to the table, and this is where we talk about recap what you've learned. This is you guys take it away from here.
Yeah.
So there was a heart
So there's
that was beating in the middle of a
heart
stairs
thing, in the middle of a tower.
tower that was open to the sky.
Not open to the sky, but it's
Open center.
Yeah, open center with spiral staircase going around the outside.
Okay.
And then what?
There was a door to outside, but
The
Yeah,
spiral
the door.
was actually inside the tower.
Yeah,
But it was open
yeah.
in the center.
Yeah.
Right.
And floating in the center was this 10-foot bulbous,
Well, like 3 stories up or something.
something like that.
Um,
And there was a bridge right outside and a big open doorway.
connecting to another tower, and that's the flat top tower.
Okay.
No, the lower flat top tower.
Well, you have the map.
We have So there's
lots of skeletons on that guy.
There's
Oh,
3
and
towers.
around the beating heart thing, floating weapons that will attack you.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
No, not really.
Well, I say floating. They were attached to a wall, and then they became unattached.
So the heart's in that bigger, shorter tower?
Yes.
Or, okay.
It's the big short tower.
Okay.
No, sorry. That's the lower one. The heart is in the taller flat top tower.
Okay.
At the same level as this
It's
tower.
that, and it's just floating in the air.
Right above the heart is a teleportation circle,
Okay.
like the floor above it.
Okay.
So there's 2 teleportation circles that we know of, and that's in the library and at the top of that tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Go ahead.
right above, it was the same room with the teleportation circle, wasn't it? It was the chest with the same symbol that the werewolves had tattooed on themselves.
Yeah. Yep.
And is that the library there? I see or is that the cauldron
No.
that you saw cooking? Okay.
And we didn't explore all these rooms.
Yeah.
So
No, the library. I was just thinking if they're having a cauldron in 2 places in there could be handy just as a quick.
So we saw this cauldron, which is where the witches live.
Okay, but that's not one of the teleportation ones. That's something different.
No, the teleportation's here.
On the tower, and then they said there was one in the library, which is how you got in the first place, right?
Yes.
Where's
and
that?
It was on this floor. That's the library right there.
Okay, because that could be just a handy
So
to shortcut or misdirection or something.
on
Escape.
screen, I put up the same.
Okay.
So there's the heart.
Creepy. Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
We counted. I don't know how many skeletons would be.
More than you could count.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
I
50
think
or
I
100, but-
estimated it was like every hallway we passed that had some in it had at least 5. And I know we did our best to avoid those, so
They might be one-hit wonders, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Was it glowing? Was you the one that had like your holy symbol turn undead, scare them away kind of thing?
Shouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, glowing has like destroy undead.
Well,
Okay.
so as glowing, he has that, but he also has the holy symbol of Ravenkind, which has similar
Oh,
powers as well.
Right.
That works on vampires.
I would look at it because I think it worked on more than just vampires, but check on that. So there's all the gargoyles that Gloin saw outside. We said 30 of them,
Yeah, we'll just say Gloin's there by now.
Okay.
but there's also gargoyles inside.
Wow.
There's 4 in the entry hall that I remember for sure, and then where else were there gargoyles?
basically anytime there was a good corridor. So yeah, the entry hall. The entry hall wasn't where we saw the don't call them witches, was it?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah, okay, that's where I remember
As
most
a-
of them. And then also there was that creepy hall
Did multiple times.
that I think we saw had them down it, but we decided not to go that way.
I'm just thinking about there's all these skeletons there. Is that like something you can turn on and have for a while, or is it just a poof, the ones you can see?
It doesn't tell me that I can kill them.
No, I'm just wondering, is it like something that lasts for 5 minutes, or is it just a poof, whoever's around is scared and that's it?
Pretty sure it's
More
the
of
latter.
a flashbulb thing? Okay.
I remember there being a hallway with like a row of gargoyles on one side, and I don't remember where it was. Am I remembering that?
Let's see here.
I don't remember perfectly, so I read the words, and once the words are gone, they're gone.
So
It was a little bit of it went by fast. It was a little bit of a harrowing event. So remember all the details.
Yeah.
It makes sense that you.
K45, creepy hallway with human statues.
okay. So I mean, ultimately, we were thinking let the wedding happen, and then and we're going to try to actually spring the attack during the wedding.
And so one thing I was looking for.
Yeah. A lot.
In a really big way.
So one thing I was looking for is the chapel, and we didn't find the chapel.
Okay.
So we don't know where that is.
Okay.
We did find a feast hall that appeared to
Two
be.
of them.
Yes, that's true. But the one I'm thinking of has the organ in it next to the entrance. So it appeared to be Strahd playing the organ, though he was acting a little strange. So maybe we've seen Strahd illusions before. So
So yeah, so
um,
because we talked about it's especially good if you can like stake him when he's in his coffin, but do we know where that is?
we didn't find that either.
Okay.
We didn't find the chapel. We didn't find any coffins.
Okay.
And we didn't find the skull.
Okay.
But we did find a heart. And we went a
That
lot
you weren't
of
looking for.
we weren't looking
Yeah.
for it.
So we don't even know what really that does, or
We went a lot of
wanna
places
try
in
to
the castle,
blow it
but
up or
we
not?
we turned back whenever things became
Precarious.
precarious, dangerous.
yes, which was the idea. You were
Yeah,
supposed
right,
to be
yeah.
So,
scouting, not
Not
stabbing.
engaged.
and I'm sure Strahd has quarters somewhere as well, right? Or maybe his coffin is his quarters. We don't really know.
So Irina, so we have skeletons, we have
Gargoyle.
gargoyles,
Witches.
witches. How many
And-
witches?
We saw 3.
We saw 3, but there was stools for 7.
Yes.
So somewhere between 3 and 7 witches.
Yes.
and
Yes.
witches
That you know of.
Probably
That we know of.
4, because 3 of them,
and
met an untimely demise
That you know-
recently.
Optimistically, there's only 4 left.
yes. And from what I've heard, witches are more powerful when they're in a group. So,
And how many others did you see?
Of
Oh, well-
and then there's the vampire spawn.
Vampire spawn. How do you know they're vampire spawn and not vampires?
Or they might be vampires. I don't really know.
How do you know they're not just humans and no threat at all?
It's unlikely that a human that's not a vampire would be living in Strahd's castle. Law of averages.
Yes. So
Also, the Dr. Abbottstein creations that are wandering around.
oh, were there some of those there too?
Yeah, we don't know how
Yep.
dangerous they are, though. Like, are they just
There's at least
are
one.
they just the help, or are they more than?
and what was he doing?
And what was he doing?
No.
Flirting with witches.
Yeah, what was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when you
Or the
first saw
witches were flirting with him.
when you first saw him, that was the second time you saw him, right?
Oh yeah, he just came out of the skeleton room, skeleton hallway.
One of the skeleton hallways.
Is
yeah.
Abbottstein there?
No.
No.
One of his creations, or
Oh,
appeared to be
okay.
at least. And he was doing something, but we don't really know what he was doing.
Yeah, he was kind of organizing the skeletons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's singing.
Based off what we heard, we were led to believe that
Debo.
he was kind of in charge of the skeleton army.
Okay.
Not as a general, as much as a supervisor or organizer type guy. Right? You go here, you go there, you go there.
Yeah.
He is not was
Yeah,
shift
he's
leader.
not a
tactician.
Shift leader. That's a good way of
Yeah,
putting it.
more like it. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Someday.
There's a few, well, a few. At least one person that kind of seems like they're being held hostage, but being forced to do things.
Maybe 2.
Who is that?
Well,
The accountant guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
he was chained to his desk.
Right.
He was a little grumpy. Go figure.
Yep.
And then you heard at least one other person pleading for help.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's Strahda's dungeons, so I'm sure there are people down in his dungeons. But who's down there and are they of help to us? We don't really know.
So in general, we're gonna go to the rehearsal dinner.
So
We're gonna play nice
That's the next question. Yeah.
for dinner, and then wait
So
and try to
his-
spring on him during the wedding.
There'll be a carriage here to take the group of us. 5 p.m. tomorrow.
That's right.
I think that's really risky.
He swears it'll be safe, but you know it's Strahd.
Right, it's Strahd. We don't know. We have to be ready for
Well,
anything.
you might
But-
think that come, he'll be watching you. Don't come, he'll be watching for you.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying we shouldn't go. We just need to think about this because we'll be going to the castle. Anything could happen. the battle could happen tomorrow night. Except if it happens tomorrow night, we won't have any of our allies because we've
Right.
all told them the next day
Right.
is when it's going to happen. So
We don't even know when the celebration is going to be. If
I mean,
it's,
doesn't this have to happen during the wedding? Isn't that what we've learned?
Oh,
it's
part
Strahd. You might think he would do it after dark.
Yeah. So we might have a whole day to just wander around the castle and.
for all we know, the celebration
It's an
is
open
after
house.
the wedding, right?
We should ask for a guided tour of the castle.
The celebration seems to be
Your left
a
is the
2-day,
PDR.
all-day celebration.
And we're walking.
Before, during, and after.
Well, Strahd. Okay, with the cloudy. I mean, Strahd's not particularly scared to be out in the middle of the day, right? We've seen him out and about during the day,
It's true.
right? So he might be getting married at high noon, for all we know.
Or for all we know, the
Right.
wedding is after dinner tomorrow night, and then so we don't really know that either, right?
Seems
Oh,
like the
the-
stuff you would figure out during a rehearsal dinner.
I guess so.
Maybe
Didn't we get invitations? Didn't we get
maybe it's a
engraved?
shotgun wedding. I don't know.
Great.
I would certainly hope not.
Okay,
A shotgun? What is a shotgun?
it's a crossbow wedding.
Already. Yeah.
Blunderbuss wedding. There's blunderbusses.
Okay, so we've got tomorrow up until 5 to go do whatever final prep, shopping, whatever. I have to get a new outfit. There's no way I'm going to the wedding of the century in this same cloak I've been beating around in for a month.
Yeah, so question about that. They're probably not going to want us to wear, armor and such in there, I would imagine.
Yeah, and there might be
None of us are knights, as far as I know.
check your weapons at the door too. Unless you insist that the spear is ceremonial and sacred to you.
There you go.
Have to stick a pumpkin on it or something.
It's the nice thing about magic users is that we don't need our weapons on us, but it's a fair point.
It seems like something we should maybe ask.
Or bags big enough to carry a tome of Ravenloft? Tome of Strahd?
Come Strahd, and yeah.
Oh yeah, should we bring the book? Or the bag?
Does the book have any power outside the knowledge?
I don't think so. I mean, we could be like, "Hey, we found this. You want it back?"
Yeah, you present
Do
it.
you want
to
the
try to
map
get it
with
back
you
on
or
his,
not?
good side.
Yeah,
It's got
the
the
map is
Yeah, I
is
forgot
the map
about that.
built into the book? Is
You need a map.
I think it was.
centerfold?
You know what? To think if it's this, it was probably a big piece of paper tucked in the back.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
That would make sense.
So
So you could probably have the
I
map
guess you
without
can
the
hang
book.
on to the bag, and hopefully they won't take it from us.
thought it was in the hat. I'm gonna put it
or
in the
the
hat.
or the magic.
We could put stuff in the hat.
That's gonna take work and time.
Well, I mean, if you remove something, then you can. Oh, you said that it would.
Like an Arcana check, didn't I?
Yeah, I wrote it down. Yeah, DC 15 Arcana check to try to replace an item with something new.
Yeah. I didn't want to be just that simple. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I wouldn't mind giving that a try with my sword or something, but
do you use your sword?
Stash weapons in there.
We know that Verenke uses her glaive, and we need the sun sword, which we're hoping we can hide on her thigh.
Right.
Oh, because it's just a hilt. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I can use if I can get my armor in there. That seems less likely, though.
Not
That
if,
looks like
not
it's-
if you wear a robust tunic.
So that's probably the chapel there. K15. Move
Simple
to
weapons.
K15.
I can use a dagger if need be.
So it's on the main entry floor. Down at the end. At that end. K15. That's probably the
Looks altaresque.
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and some
And some
benches,
benches.
for pews.
And what do you suppose these things are?
Oh, a bunch of minions.
But living statues.
They're basically
armor.
whatever the DM wants them to be.
That's gonna
Yeah.
the major
Really hard
gauntlet.
things that become animate once we walk
Yeah.
down the hallway.
They all salute as you walk past, just to let you know that they're more than just
Statues.
Statues.
You know Harry Potter
That's
with
not
the
very
like moving
static.
chess pieces out of stone or whatever.
so. During our ceremony, you guys will be there, and I'll be much more comfortable with Verenke by my side. And when the time comes and the battle starts, what will we have our allies do?
So, I guess one of my thoughts was that we need to enter from multiple directions.
Well, all of you will be in the court.
No, we will be, but
Oh,
our allies.
thank
will.
you.
Well, we told
No,
the,
you're going on your own every now.
Just that I know, even with Verenke and I, it'd be still very scary.
we told the Dark Elves we would try to drop the drawbridge for them to come in, and so I mean that's one thing our minions could do is at least if they're trying to storm the castle or the outer
Yeah, so-
courtyard or whatever, that will at least occupy the skeletons and whoever's on the outside
And
to not come to aid of what's going on inside.
and above the table, part of this also factors into how Dave wants to run the battle.
Yeah, well, and part of it is how you want it to go. So
How we want to go. So we have a lot to figure out there.
Yeah, I mean I don't know
Yeah.
if
So-
the mob outside is going to be able to get through.
So, yeah,
Everything.
If the Dark Elves are going to storm the castle, how are they going to get in?
We told them we would try to drop the drawbridge for them.
And
but-
who's going to drop this drawbridge?
well,
Pick someone. We have allies. They can fly, right?
Silver
Yeah.
wormling.
yeah.
That's one. Who would you like to assign that to? Keepers of the Feather? The Druids? Pick one.
Can the druids turn into animals and birds and stuff?
I can't imagine that they
Some
don't.
probably can.
Now,
At least the leaders can.
right,
The rest of them, you're not as sure.
right. Yeah, because they spoke about them in terms
Okay.
of warriors, not.
So
So-
one of my thoughts for the druids is that they could teleport in to the top tower and then take out the skeletons that are on the top and then potentially even attack the heart, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's just so we've got the Wormling Dragon, and maybe a couple of them, if they can fly, might be able to get into open the drawbridge.
Do you think that
I don't know if we want to send one guy
Abbott
by
will
himself.
just let the druids into his complex?
Well, there's other teleportation circles. I mean, there's Ember Temple.
Ah, yes, the Amber Temple. They can certainly get to those. The Solinka Pass. They can get to those easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's okay. So you can teleport to the tower. And
But that's
cause
quite a
trouble
long.
there.
The Eastern Druids wouldn't be making it to the Solinka Pass.
No, but the
Other ones, perhaps.
Right. The northern druids could come via the Amber Temple.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure the Abbott's going to let 20 druids.
I mean, won't the abbot be at the wedding?
But he. It's true.
And is the Amber Temple, is the path from the Amber Temple only to Abbottstein, or can it get to Ravenloft?
I can go anywhere.
Huh?
Go anywhere.
Yeah, it's just
With instructions, we have to tell them what to do.
Well, right.
yeah, and if they're not going to hike all the way across the land to get to that teleportation to pop back to Ravenloft, if they could just
Well,
other than
the druids have been invited to the celebration.
yeah.
And you can expect everyone in the land, wolf or druid or Vistani, everyone's invited. This is the celebration of the ages.
Right.
They probably have
So
their
they-
own areas, probably not going to mingle with the commoners.
Right.
So they'll be there on the outside. It's just a matter of if we want to tell them to go. Some of if maybe the ones from the east that are up near the Ember Temple anyway.
Right.
If you want to do your pop into the tower and cause trouble from there thing, which I like.
So how many people and who are guarding the drawbridge?
That's a good question.
Well, that's where we can
Did you notice? Other than the hordes of skeletons.
Obviously, so a horde of skeletons, you say. So you're talking 20, 30, 40?
100.
Well, you said there was So that's what
I mean,
We're not gonna take
physically,
out-
there can only be so many.
but we're not going to necessarily take out all of them, but at least the ones that are near the drawbridge, maybe a few druids or the Mormling or both could fly in there, bust their way into the tower to drop the bridge, and then it's everybody's on our side can come storm the castle and cause trouble.
have fun storming the castle.
Skip to the end. That's exactly what's going to be going on. Here comes my love now.
So the druids are going to try to drop the drawbridge.
Sure. Which druids?
Which druids? And I think that's up to Christian ultimately. Is
Well,
How many
Well,
you
the
got?
druids that are willing to do it.
Well, right. That's that. Therein lies the.
So how many druids do you have?
I gotta scroll back to find it.
There's a
Well, we
dozen,
got- we got-
dozen or so,
Well, we got the
different kinds.
Well, we got the 30 who are only playing defense,
Yeah.
and then we've got. Let's see. I got 14 coming off the mountain,
So 44.
and then we've got the
Careful. 30 are not going to be doing it, but the 14 and the other group.
And I'm gotta get. Where is that?
And I had like about a dozen dark elves.
You got 11 companions. They're going to storm the crypts. That was your band.
Yes, the Dark Elves, once they get open the castle, they're intending to storm the crypts,
Storm the
Okay.
crypts.
looking for the sister. So there's a 14 from the mountain, and then you had
There you go.
Juniper and
Juniper. Well, so
how many did Juniper have?
14.
And how many? And they had another 14 with the mountain.
Yes.
And then you had Impenduka. How many did she have?
I don't. Oh. Well, hang on a second. Doesn't understand Ruckus. Go to the Ivory Slayer. Kingswar Slayer. She is one of 4. 13 sisters in the tribe. So Ifanduka's.
The 13.
So she's. We got.
Yeah.
14 for her.
Well, don't use pronoun. 14 for who?
I think the 13 go with Infanduka.
Yeah.
Either.
But I'm saying, is she counted amongst those 13, or is it her plus 13?
Her plus 30, that's fine. One either way is not going to matter. So you have 14, all right? 14, 14, 14, 30. The 30 are support, but the other 42, right? 3 times 14, 42. They can be given the assignment of dropping the drawbridge.
The wildlings can come from the inside. Because they're
Are you with me?
a portal.
You understand?
The thing is that the tower is a long way from the drawbridge. So I think it makes a lot of sense for them to come in through a portal and to, start raising hell or whatever. Now, potentially from there, if some of them can fly or at least feather fall, they can make it.
Know that the leaders can fly, but none of the rest of them can.
So that's why we open the bridge so all the druids and the elves and whoever else from the town that's with us.
So you could send the mountain druids through the portal at Select Pass. You could send the northern druids through the portal at the Abbey and tell them where you want them to go and raise hell wherever they... That still leaves you with another 14 that can maybe focus on the drawbridge.
Yeah. And it's debate whether...
Of course, this is all up to you, great leader of druids.
Whether to raise the drawbridge, you need a big force to attack it from the inside, or is it more of a sneak and stealth and, discreetly...
So, if you go in force, then all the skeletons that he saw on the roof, they're going to all go there, and it's going to be a bloody mess.
So, I guess if we give them the assignment, do we also have to plot for them how they're going to do it, or we just tell them this is your assignment and they know what their spells and how they want to do it, what they can turn into, and
yes
what
if you give them an assignment, they'll figure out how to do it.
Right.
Okay.
So that's
we don't have to tell them how, we just have to say this is your goal.
But any information you do give them,
so this is your goal, but how do they know when? We'd say
that's a great point.
We could tell them to watch for some sort of signal. We're going to shoot off fireworks or something when we want the whole...
You're going to be inside in the room. They're not going to see anything you do.
And how will the druids on the mountain and the druids at the Abbey know?
Yeah, or do we just say everybody start raising hell at high noon? I don't know.
Let's give... Ken, we've been talking. Why don't you share some of your thoughts?
Oh...
Noel, you're on deck.
Not sure if I have anything specific to this topic.
I have an idea. So, while you think about it, Ken.
Alright.
So, we're already inside. If we could get away, somebody can get to each of the portals or the braziers.
Inside,
of two. We can then summon them through the portal. When it's since it's open, they can.
So basically, we would open it from
our
Ravenloft side as the signal.
So somebody...
And then they would see us on the other side, and we'd be like, come on.
So somebody...
Do we actually know that they work that way?
We've seen it.
The portal opens and can go...
Yeah.
Have we ever seen someone go through the other direction?
Yeah.
They work both ways. Now, you've never opened it and let someone come through, but you've opened it and gone through. But there's no reason...
See through.
Yeah.
You can see through it both ways.
Yeah. So somebody'd have to sneak off from the wedding to do that.
Yes.
And the one on the tower, is it open
to
the sky?
And Irina's like, whoa. I don't think I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
She doesn't want anybody leaving the wedding.
No one's leaving during the ceremony.
It's not your real wedding, honey.
Yeah, the matrimony part's my least of my concerns. It's the I do, or rather the I don't, that I'm concerned about.
Well, it's also a question of, is someone going to be able to get out of the chapel and go somewhere else with all
You
of the
guys
various...
turn invisible. You sneak all around all the
Oh,
time.
well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but if you don't want one of us to leave,
Also,
could we have like tiny druids in our pockets?
Oh. Like druids who
Here's
turn
an
into
idea.
mice or something?
How,
Watch it.
Dave, how
Bless
big
you.
is the space altogether? Like, from one brazier to the other, like from one side of the castle to the other side, what's the distance? 1,000 feet? Less?
it's
Flights
significant.
of stairs.
Yeah, floors.
That's not my concern.
And
I
it's
want to know how far from the ceremony area to the braziers.
Oh.
Is it 1,000 feet or less?
it's less.
All right. So here's my idea then. I can summon my familiars to throw one of the stones through,
That was another thought of familiars.
Oh.
and then they could be the signal, and then we don't have to leave. Of course, they'll be visible, right? And I can make it a cat, but it'll be a skeletal cat. That's going to stand out.
Not in Strahd's castle, necessarily.
Well, I mean, one of the braziers is open to the outside, kind of. I mean, you have to go into the building and then up some stairs. If I'm remembering right. Did we have to open a door to get to the one that was kind of near the roof?
I don't think so.
So
It was just at the
Yeah.
top of the, pardon me, top of the spire.
Well, there's an idea. If you're Wormling Buddy, no one's expecting him to be at the service.
but he still needs to know when.
Yeah.
But he can come around and all of a sudden make a dart into that window by the heart, go up the stairs.
How will he
But-
know when? That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Because we would still need to tell him that.
Don't we have a telepathic connection?
No, but maybe the familiar thing would work.
Yeah, the familiars. He's connected to his familiars.
Because familiars can go a lot further.
Well, when I do I can summon 3 total.
You want to release the doves.
There you go.
Actually, I think it's
Skeletal
4.
doves.
It might be 4.
Fly down the hallway.
Damn spell. Stupid Barovia.
And you have the one familiar that can just hang around all the time. The other 3 have a time limit, don't they?
Right. So they get 1 hour and they get 1,000 feet. The one familiar can go as far as I want. That's why he was able to go to Mount Gacus with him.
So
Right.
maybe instead of breaking away, you just have the familiar stay with the people like at the abbot, and then you just dismiss him.
See,
And
I
then
can
whenever
only do that with
whenever it
one, though.
vanishes,
I can only do that with 1.
yeah.
So whereas I can summon familiars, a flock of familiars, I think is what it's called, and I can get 3 familiars, so 2 plus the 1 that I have all the time.
And exactly when do you summon this flock of familiars?
Well, I would summon it as we're going into the thing, and then I'd have them go to the braziers and wait for my signal.
So just before we walk out to the ceremony.
Okay.
Is
Yeah,
that
it
it?
seems like we're going to have a lot of eyes on us at that point.
Right after you
By
say
whatever
I
time
do,
we want.
and then
Well, you couldn't possibly do it as we're standing in front of the crowd.
How long do these familiars last?
An hour.
Okay.
1 hour, sorry.
Okay. So somewhere in the last hour before go time, you summon them, get them to the right places.
How would they know where to go?
We have a map. I don't know. Or you summon
I
them.
mean, you can control the.
Well, we have identified that, right? As long as I know, I can tell them where to go and how to get there.
Or can you just summon them in the
So,
right room?
Verenke, you know where to go?
I don't. That's what we're here talking about, right?
We've got a
The map and where everything is.
I think your idea of a tour might not be such a bad idea.
Could you show us all the portals that you have? Where are all the weaknesses in your defenses? Could you show us those?
Would be interesting to see what they don't show us.
Well, didn't you guys go to this castle? Didn't you find the braziers?
Yes.
Or did you
Yeah,
not?
I mean, we can describe where they are.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of I don't know, relying on casting a spell right before we go in somewhere seems a little hardy. I mean, we have no idea how long the ceremony will take.
I can just go to the bathroom,
Yeah,
do my hoopity bidby, and at that point,
Is that what you call it?
at that point, we could just set, whatever time. We can't necessarily pick our moment, but we can pick our time range.
and your familiar is going to be something that can walk around.
So
Unnoticed.
I can make a crow, and the crow can fly
So let's
up to the brazier, pick up the stone, and throw it in.
3 strategic targets, right? We have the bridge, we have the library, and we have the spire. Can we call them those?
Sure.
4th, the heart, which you might put with the spire, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
The heart is a target, we think.
We think.
We don't know what it does.
What it is, what it's connected to.
I like
But-
I like that the concept of that seems important. That seems important. Let's take that away. So, we have drawbridge, library spire, library brazier, and spire and heart. How do we divvy up our allies to these?
I think we're sending the druids to the drawbridge, yes?
Not all of them.
Yeah, which
So
set?
I would say 2 groups.
Well,
of
let's name it.
druids.
So, shall we send Impunduka to the drawbridge? Just to start, right? Impunduka and her 14 to the drawbridge.
Do you know what their different skills are? Or they're all roughly the...
No, so each of the leaders have their own specialty.
Well, the drawbridge is outside, right? So maybe that's where Savid helps.
Could be. We have our targets and we have our resources. Let's
Yeah.
match them up.
Yeah, so I would
So-
say high level, 2 groups of druids to the spire, 1 group to the drawbridge, and then the elves to the drawbridge.
Yeah. So, and it would make sense, I think you said the northern and the eastern druids are close to a brazier anyway, right?
Yeah, there's,
So they're the ones
there's
who-
2 groups of eastern druids right there.
Is that right? You get the ones from the chick at the winery?
Because there's 2 at the winery, right?
All right, let's slow down. Christian, catch it. I want you to be comfortable and caught up and understand what's happening here.
Right. So
Yeah, okay. So we got druids from the winery. From
it's
the
from the
mountain.
mountain, and I know you want to use names. That's not helping me.
Yeah,
now.
right.
I've got mountain druids. I got the winery druids.
Right.
I got some other set of 14, and I don't know where they're from.
Okay.
11 elves that are going to storm the crypt, and 30 druids from somewhere else that are guard defend.
Sure. Let's straighten that out.
So
Yeah,
All right.
let's get some clarity.
So, Helwa, the snow druid,
To the mountain druids.
the mountain
yeah.
druids,
In the mountain.
Helwa, Helwa.
okay.
All right, and I didn't really flush out abilities for her.
Now let's worry about that later.
All right, but the rest of them I do, and I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
All right, Juniper, you might remember, the first druid you met,
From the winery.
right? And careful. No,
No? Okay.
I mean the rest of the druids were at the winery, but this druid is the one that was at the Albert Lodge and could control plants.
Okay.
All right, and she has her 14.
Okay. Control plants.
She's
It's the one who like put us to sleep and all
And
that.
who is that again?
Juniper.
Juniper.
Okay.
Juniper.
And I put her the northwest Smolik Woods, and you would know this because you went and found her. All right.
Would we know that she has Earthbind?
I would have to look and confirm for myself if she has Earthbind.
And
It
I
seems reasonable to think that she might have Earthbind as a plant-ish type of.
And Christian might know. Would the rest of us know? Probably less likely.
No, but Christian is here.
Yeah, right.
So, all right, you ready? You with me?
I got Juniper controls plants. She's from the Northwest Woods,
Yep.
and she's bringing 14. I got Helwa from the mountain, and she's got 14.
Yes. Next, Freyalise.
That's our 30.
No. Yes, Freyalise is the 30. Yes, absolutely. And she's the support.
Right.
So guard and defense. Remind me what she said. That
They will not. They're not going to do any attacking. They're going to defend themselves
And the other druids.
and the other druids.
okay, but they're not going to storm the castle.
Right.
Okay.
They've seen other people attack Strahd before and fail,
lose.
and they don't want to be on the bad side of Strahd.
Okay.
But they won't oppose their intrepid leader either. Next, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Impinduka. She is the one from the winery,
From the winery. Okay.
and she can conjure animals.
Okay.
When you're ready. Freyalise was the elemental druid. She's the one that conjured all those floating lightning bolts.
Yeah.
Okay. But she's not going to be going on the offensive.
Correct.
Okay.
But she... Oh, I think I was thinking that Helwa would be able to control the weather.
Okay.
So like fog.
Ruckus might like that.
Yeah. Hey, we said she's the one from the mountain, so that's the group that was up at the Amber Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They should be able to teleport.
So
right
they've got a brazier right there. They're good candidates for that.
Which ones?
The ones at the Amber Temple.
Which one?
Hell yeah.
Is
Hello.
that Amber Temple? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So only capacitor Amber Temple, yes.
Okay. And then northwest. Northwest is near
Abbey.
the Abbot.
Mhm.
Okay. So they could use the Abbot's portal.
So that would be Juniper.
Right. So then it would make sense for Pinduka and crew to just be in the crowd at the
Yeah. Because they've been
Strahd
invited. They're Yep.
and conjure animals.
Could be useful. Yeah.
Like the snakes you encountered.
Mhm.
You might
And
remember.
if any of them can,
All of the druids have the basic change into animals, like the bears you encountered. But they don't have the flying. They're not that level yet. Only the leaders are.
but, okay, so we assume the leaders can turn into something flying because that might help with the getting in the drawbridge.
So it's a matter of how much resources do you want to throw at these kind of three targets.
Right. So
And where does the silver dragon go?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is he inside with us,
Yep.
or is he?
if we're only sending one of these troops of druids to the drawbridge, I would say have him help out the drawbridge one.
The elves will be there too.
Well, the elves are going to be on the outside waiting to come in when the drawbridge falls.
With the druids.
With the druids.
Yeah, but the drawbridge is over there.
Right.
Someone's got to get there and drop it so all these people can come in.
Yeah.
These elves can't fly over there.
And most of the druids can't either.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Mr. Flying Dragon will be a helpful ally in that.
The only thing is the
particular
dragon
attack.
is very conspicuous.
Yeah, that's the thing is like to drop the drawbridge, you don't want to attack because then that triggers all the defenses and.
So you'd rather have a couple of hawks fly in looking innocuous and then
You want the drawbridge to come down before there's anything that they can do about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe destroy the mechanism that raises it.
yeah. So maybe a couple of hawks who happen to be carrying mice fly in there and poof, there's 6 of them, and maybe that's enough to drop the bridge. I don't know. They can figure that out. So I just say, do we want to give them the backup, or you think the 14 can do it on their own?
Well, so I mean that's the question is, you know, does the silver dragon is better off inside with us, or Wormling, or outside fighting gargoyles, and there's a lot of gargoyles out there, and a silver dragon is not stealthy and will attract all of the attention. So
What if
I may not be too excited about that either.
right.
What if the silver dragon that you met dove from the skies directly into that archway where that heart is and attacks it directly.
That might be a good. Yeah.
And maybe he could get in before even many of the gargoyles could. But then it's a matter of how does he know?
We don't know what's going to happen when that heart is attacked.
Well,
So-
if you have a signal for the Druids when to come through, they can signal to the Silver Dragon
Well-
to dive in.
He could be watching for the drawbridge to fall, and when he does, he just.
There you go.
Okay.
I like that.
All right. So
You could just give air support until then.
again, drawbridge is for which set of druids? In Baduka?
Who did we give it to? Yes.
Yes.
All right, and the heart is for at least the silver. All right,
Maybe-
putting names next to the targets.
Maybe one of the other sets of druids is going into the tower portal. Are they going after the heart too?
That would make sense.
It's right there.
And you're aware that we're aware of the defenses of the heart.
We're aware of the swords and glaives and stuff on the wall.
And probably likely some skeletons there as well.
Oh yeah, definitely skeletons. And that was primarily, I think, what the druids are going to be fighting is taking out skeletons. And there's the skeletons at the top of the tower. Then there's all the hallways inside that are full of skeletons, and then there's just skeletons everywhere. So once it starts, it's going to be a flood of skeletons. So
we're sending Helwa and the mountain druids through the portal from the Amble Temple
To the tower.
to work on the heart.
and skeletons.
Yeah, I know all that.
All that,
I'm trying
yeah.
to get people to
Yeah.
a place.
Yeah.
So the targets, and then there's the defenses, right? We're talking about the targets. Defenses are the skeletons and stuff. All right.
Right, but in effect, yeah, somebody needs to be taking out the defenses, right?
And if they're in that tower, maybe they can look out the windows and shoot lightning bolts at the skeletons and stuff. If
I
they
missed
got
it.
nothing else to do.
Which druid group is doing the tower?
The
Hella.
Helwa.
And
Yeah.
the other one, I'd assume as well, right?
Well, we said the dragon.
Well, because Impenduka is Bridge, Helwa,
Yeah.
and Juniper.
Juniper. So who's going to the library, or do we care?
I don't think the library is a big target. I don't know what you guys think.
There's a portal there.
There's a portal
there,
there,
but is there
but what is there to? I mean, there's skeletons
Other than
inside.
causing
If it's not a
chaos in another
strategic
spot.
location, then it's not a strategic location.
Yeah,
other than another diversion in another part of the castle? There's
Unless the
just
skull happened to
more
be there.
chaos.
not that we saw.
Where is the ceremony going to happen in relation to the library?
Do we care about the skull at this point?
Two floors below.
But
So-
is it close? I mean, is it something that we can
Not
choose to?
really.
Okay. So Helwa is going to the tower. You've got the wormling going to the tower? Is that what I heard?
To the heart,
To the heart.
which is right by the tower.
Okay.
The question is, where Christian do you want Juniper to go?
So, library just to cause more trouble in another spot, or do we want to concentrate on the tower because the heart seems like a worthwhile thing to?
We do have other. So, the Keepers of the Feather. We need to roll on that.
That is true.
We need to roll on the Keepers of the Feather. So, let's do the same thing we did for the Druids. I think it was 10 plus a d20.
This is another group of druids.
No.
No.
No, this is the,
Keepers of the feather.
The bird, the raven folk.
Oh,
Danica and the Markovs and all that.
Who's
So, you want me to roll it, or does someone want to roll for me? 10 plus a d20.
$11.
All right. 11 it is.
If there's that many alive.
It's a 10 plus a d20.
What'd you roll on the d20?
11.
All right, so 21.
It's a 21.
That's better.
Oh, what did you say?
Well, you said 11.
Yeah.
Well,
So he took that as 11.
11.
Oh,
I was
no,
like,
no,
no,
it's
it's
11.
10 plus 11.
All right, you got that, Scribe?
21.
Keepers of the Feather.
Keepers of the Feather.
Were ravens, basically.
Right.
All right, and where do you want them?
They could help bring the gate down.
They could be the ones to bring the gate down.
They could.
You want a pretty good force in coming in the front, right?
Yeah.
And they can fly. So they're again,
Right.
no one's going to think much of a raven flying around. But if 6 of them suddenly poof turn into people,
Well, that's the tricky thing is ravens are kind of known to Strahd as being... He knows of the Murdokovs. So a flock of ravens coming in the front of his castle may not be as inconspicuous.
But
as
Okay,
you
then
think.
they can-
He won't be there paying attention when that
Yeah.
happens.
That's true.
and if they do draw attention, then they can draw it away from the drawbridge, and then the hawks or whatever the druids have turned into can penetrate.
All right, so right now I've got the drawbridge is
Penetrate.
Ivanduka and her 13 and the Silver Wormling.
No, Wormling was the heart.
Yeah, which is right by the tower, which is
Oh.
where Impaduka is.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
what I'm saying.
I was thinking.
No,
drawbridge.
Impaduka was the gate, I thought.
Yeah.
Yes. No,
Yes,
you've got it. You've got
they're
it.
gonna be in the
right.
crowd.
When the
They're
drawbridge
gonna
falls
attack the
down, the
drawbridge.
silver wormling's going to go after the heart.
Right. But Ivanduka is the one going after the drawbridge.
Yes.
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 You get that
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
And then I've got
Where was
Hela.
Juniper?
Hold on. Let him finish.
I've got Hela and 14 going to the tower and the heart
Yes.
Yes.
because they've got a portal up there.
Yeah.
I've got Juniper and 14 going to the library because they've got a portal.
Okay.
Where's their portal starting?
They're
The
coming.
Abbott.
And then I've got 21 Keepers of the Feather. We haven't established where they're going to be, and we've got Frey Leaves and her 30, and we haven't established where they're going to be.
Yeah, I kind of see Freya Lee's and her 30 just kind of amongst the crowd with the commoners.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
All right.
At the ready.
All right. That's fine. And then we've got the 11 Dark Elves are going to storm the crypts once the gate comes down.
And how are they getting in? Oh, once the gate comes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, once the gate comes down.
So
You
then-
said there's 11 of them?
Yep.
So then the keepers of the feather, do we want them to just sort of support these folks once the bridge comes down, or do we want them actively trying to help?
I want
get the
another
bridge
group.
down?
So these are commoners that the Keepers of the Feather can rally. And that's going to be. These are the what's the right word? Revolters.
Sympathizers?
Freedom fighters,
The freedom fighters, right?
Ukrainians.
So this is another group. These would be with, and so we're gonna make another roll, Leonard, for 10 plus D20. See how many freedom fighters there are.
6.
So
So 16.
16 common freedom fighters with their pitchforks and
If you remember that at the end of our first adventure, we took down a dragon with commoners. I don't think any of us landed a hit, but all the commoners like nickeled and dimed the dragon down. At the end of the what was the like sunken castle?
Oh,
or
okay.
whatever?
Sunless Citadel.
Yeah.
Sunless Citadel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Good.
And then we claimed that we took down a dragon, but really it was all the commoners that did all the damage.
That's right.
Hey, we landed the killing blow.
That is true.
Yeah.
I think this is the only damage we
now you
did.
sound like Yagov.
So, did we figure out where the Keepers of the Feather are going to be coming from?
Nope.
They're coming from
Alright.
the commoners with the
So,
Dusk Elves.
Well, we've already got a lot of people coming from the crowd.
my,
Yeah.
Yeah, my concern is that we're very heavy on the front gate and leaving the druids inside the castle.
Well, you have two sets. You have
Unsupported.
28 druids plus the dragon inside the castle.
You got more than that. You got
14 and 14.
13 on the bridge, 13 on the drawbridge,
Well,
14 in the
looking at
tower,
the ones
and 14 in the library.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
sets of 14 inside.
Well, no, it's the
We're not counting the ones on the gate.
yeah.
Okay.
So the ones on the gate they'll be out like
All
here.
right, further
The
away.
bit
Got it.
outside, right? So,
Yeah, yeah. All right.
But you'll
Well, I'm
have
thinking, can we get the
28.
Keepers of the Feather inside and attack the drawbridge from the inside to get it down?
Well, that was the druids are going to do that.
But how can they do that from the outside?
The leader turns into a giant owl, flies in, drops a bag of mice that run in, and figure out how to disable the drawbridge.
That plan. Sounds good.
And are not the Keepers of the Feather able to basically appear as commoners? I
Absolutely.
Mean, they've been living in what is it? Living in plain sight, more or less, within Barovia for quite some time.
Right.
So, to me, they could
They
could go beyond the battlements and help battle skeletons because it's
As soon as the drawbridge drops, they could fly up to the battlements and try to clear off the skeletons as best they can. Yep. I like it. It's a plan. This feels like a plan.
And then as far as the commoners go, I mean they're cannon fodder.
Help. Well, they could go in with help the elves, or just
Right. That's true.
keep the bridge once it's down.
Wave the people out to safety. Yeah. Whatever. Right.
So there will be a series of checks to see how successful all of this is.
Right.
Yeah. Because we plan it out. It doesn't mean it happens the way we plan it.
And again, and this all keys on some of the druids will be watching on the other side of the portals for a familiar to say it's go time.
Or the familiar actually puts
So that'll
stone
get-
in.
Okay, so that'll get the ones going to the library and the tower. How do the ones that are supposed to attack the drawbridge know it's go time?
So what I see is there's only two familiars that need to activate two braziers. I have a third familiar can go outside and signal the
Okay.
drawbridge group, the crowd group.
You have to go through multiple doors to get to the library. You have a familiar that can open doors?
Go on.
That's a good question. Nobody's talked to me about that. Basically,
So I might go back to the idea that the library is not really a strategic point for us. And so you wouldn't need a familiar to go through doors to get to the tower.
So second question, can two portals go to the same portal at the same time?
Well, even if they weren't at the same time, if one was open for a minute and then the next minute the next one opens, that's close enough.
Okay.
So
correct me if I'm wrong, couldn't one familiar activate one portal twice with different destinations for the groups already
Yeah.
arranged?
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that's where he's going.
yeah.
Not at the same time, but the
One
next
right-
minute.
one
Sequentially,
right
yeah.
after the other.
So sequentially, of course.
So then you're thinking your familiars are going to be like a white dove or something. I'm thinking we need a signal for the guys
Rat,
outside.
Think owl.
Okay.
That kind of
'Cause-
sized animal.
Because the people who are going to attack the drawbridge are going to need an obvious sign from the outside. So maybe it's a white owl lands right above the drawbridge. That's the sign
White skeletal.
to go for it. Oh, are they skeletons? Okay.
That's fine.
Skeletal owl, skeletal eagle, whatever's big enough that they could see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So bat, crab, frog, hawk, lizard, octopus, owl, poisonous snake, a quipper, a fish, rat, raven, seahorse, spider, or weasel.
An octopus lands on.
Exactly.
Wait. What is a skeletal octopus?
Yeah, it's a
Wait a
beak.
minute.
That's it.
It's a beak. Yeah, with,
It's a beak.
with a little cartilage.
A beak. Oh my god.
and a puddle.
And a puddle, right.
Okay, so when a
That would be an unfortunate.
big skeletal
Just
bird
the
lands on the
fizzles.
gate, that's the sign for the druids to go in and attack the
I
drawbridge.
think we're forgetting two people.
At least.
We're forgetting two people. Octavio and Esmeralda.
It's true.
Maybe they could be with the commoners. Part of that charge. That would give them some firepower.
That would also give them some leadership.
And some yeah, absolutely.
And they can bring Mr. Booty Mittens, whatever his name is.
No, he
Fuzz-
would-
Fuzzy Boots.
Fuzzy. He wouldn't bring fuzzy boots.
No?
I think he would.
Oh yeah.
It's part of his defense.
And,
Because I said maybe fuzzy boots can be a distraction, and he seemed all offended that we'd put fuzzy boots in harm's way.
You're right. He didn't seem keen on having fuzzy boots out amongst the people without a cage.
but then he could ride in on him like He-Man, you know?
Nice.
I have the power.
And his wife could dress up as She-Ra.
You talked my wife into doing that.
Nice.
Plant that thought in your mind.
That took a left turn pretty fast. Huh?
All right. No, this is fantastic, guys. Great planning. Are we forgetting anyone? Any of our allies?
Probably.
Well, let's think through it.
What about the lady that runs the Blue Inn? She's with the Ravens?
The Markov.
Okay.
What about all these hunters?
I would consider them
Part of the commoner, but
part of the commoners. They're
Yeah.
the sympathizers, the
yeah, okay,
rebellion.
got it. I think
Well,
that's
we didn't resolve the wizard, but
Yeah.
Who
Well,
Good. We got tons of time tomorrow.
What wizard?
who knows
well,
if he
if he
found
shows
what he
up.
needed
Oh.
to find.
The crazy.
I don't know if you have tons of time.
Yeah. He's a wild card. We don't even know if he's stoned. Yeah.
I think we just give up on the wizard. Maybe he shows up. Maybe he
maybe we
doesn't.
roll for him on your fancy chaos charge.
That's.
Dave.
I like it. Fantastic idea.
Well, that seems like one we should roll for when the battle starts. We don't know whether he's coming
What's
or
his
not.
name? Show up. What was his name?
I like that even better.
Sure.
Just make a note of it.
Yeah,
Or
what
else
is-
we'll forget.
Check on the mage during the fight.
Right.
I could try to finish my little robot helper by tomorrow. I don't know if that would be useful at all, but it could be done.
If you can figure out how to get your power guy there, that automaton.
That's what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
that's what he's
Well,
talking
I'm
about.
wondering if bring it
Is that what you're
to
talking about?
show off. Yeah.
It's getting
Sure.
him to work.
Claim it's a gift.
Nice.
No. I don't want to risk giving him away.
With your plan successful, there will be no chance of giving it away, right?
You can say I brought
If
it
the
as
plan's not successful, you're dead anyway.
it's a gift to you. It will be your servant. I need to stay near him as he gets acclimated to your castle, so I can give him
Which
instructions.
means we need a tour.
Yeah, that's right. I need
We're back to the door.
to help program him.
What about the Irina's brother?
Yeah, he'd be part of the resistance. Part of that. Absolutely would be.
I did roll a 15 the second time, so I think we should actually have 25.
Did you have inspiration?
Yes, I did.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, sort of.
If you did,
So Ken would kind
I
of be
do.
pulling a Luke Skywalker.
if you want to use it for that,
like bring a gift of this droid.
Yeah, all right.
So my armor is pretty fancy. Like I can get in and out of it as an action. Could I make my or could I put my armor on my robot friend?
Oh, interesting.
Is it the same size as you?
it is a medium
It
creature.
will be.
Yeah, so I guess
Is
that's
it a
another
medium?
question.
Is it-
How do you imagine this armor working? Because it's definitely inspired by like Iron Man armor. But is it the nanotech Iron Man armor that fits down to a little necklace I could wear, or is it the full suit size Iron Man armor that I can just walk into?
The one that you can jump out of the building and it comes down.
All right, slow down here.
Where along that sliding scale are we?
Slow down here. We're talking about your armor. Slow down here, please. You were talking about Olok's armor. What is the name of the armor? Is it something?
I mean, it's a feature of the Artificer subclass I am.
And
Artificer.
That is, and read the description of the armor then.
I gotta get to that page here.
Because there's a specific type of armor that is particularly good at quickly being put on and off.
Yeah. It's this mimics it.
And I'm trying to remember.
So he has regular armor, and then he has an ability as an artificer to quickly.
Incorrect.
I think is what he's saying.
I don't think that's true. He has the ability he has ability as an artificer to make armor that is that type of armor.
No.
No?
Well, I make it. It's still a different type of armor, but I make it a different type of armor that lets me do it. Where is it? I'm just going to look up the class because I can't find it on the armor. Character sheet.
So, so this is my decision here: is what size is your automaton? It's a monodrone, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's look that.
I'd
up.
imagine it's probably a small.
Yeah, because if it's a medium creature, I'll say yes. If it's a small creature, your armor's too big.
Oh yeah, that's right. People have to fit in things.
No. So you can. So yeah, cast off armor you can take off as an action. You can't put it back on as an action itself to like.
Why would I have that available?
There we go. Arcane Armor. You gain the following benefits while wearing this armor. If it has a strength requirement, it lacks it. I can use it as a spellcasting focus. It attaches to me and can't be removed against my will. It replaces missing limbs if I ever lose a limb. And I can don or doff the armor as an action.
Dang.
There you go.
You get your arm chopped off.
So you can don or
Sideboard.
doff.
So, I will say that your monodrone can at least wear the chest plate, but then I think the legs and arms would just not work.
Okay. Wear the chest plate, and so when I just say that's like medium armor, if I ever put it back on while I have it.
Yes.
Okay.
That seems reasonable, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, that seems like a decent way to get myself a little bit of protection in there. If there's anything we want to kind of hide on him too, there's a little bit of like storage space in the middle.
For future reference, whenever you see very light, no, it's very light. So there's the in the yes answer to this. I haven't seen it yet, but there's an extreme yes or extreme no, and we have to watch for that. And I assume it'll be obvious. Okay, this is fantastic. This is great planning. It gives me something to work with as we go through the steps. Okay, did this work? Did this work? Did this work?
So here's a question.
If they don't get the bridge down, we're really fine. Nothing else will happen.
If they don't get the bridge down, I think some of us have to then go try to get the bridge down.
Well, how would you know?
Yeah, that's good. Do we want them ready to go tomorrow night in case, or do we just roll the dice and say?
Yeah.
I thought when they invited us to the dinner, Strahd said something about the dinner the night before the wedding.
That's when you're going.
But I thought he said something about, and then the wedding would be the next day.
That's true also.
Okay.
But Wes is being rightly concerned that, he's going to
we get there.
have her there. He's going to have her there close to him, and everyone's in a celebratory mood, and it's like, you know what? Let's just go for
Let's
it.
just do it now.
Find the justice of the peace.
Yeah, I got a priest right here.
Or Strahd,
Knowledge.
or Strahd gets suspicious and decides to
Hurry up.
Amp it up.
Okay.
throw us all in cages or something.
So-
like
I'm sure they would be starting to set up the night before.
So then everybody better get there early to Stradapalooza or camp out by the brazier just in case the signal comes. And
that. Yeah, which would be
2 in the
fine
morning.
for the mountain druids, but the
oh, the other ones are going to have to take
ones
over
going
the
to
abbot.
Abbot. Yeah, I mean,
Storming out.
But with the extra time, perhaps you just have them go to the Salinka Pass,
Could do that too.
and then they don't have to bother with the abbot, and they can camp out at the.
It's
If we
cold
can,
up there,
if we can
though.
get the message to them and they
it's
can
cold.
Well, they have the.
They could be polar bears.
they've got the locals there to help them.
That's
Well, the locals are up at the Ember Temple.
Yeah. Well, okay. If we can get a message to them and they can get there in one day, sure.
we should be able to get there. I mean,
So
it
they don't
took
have
us-
to bother with the abbot then,
Yeah.
and they can just camp out by the. Just one person needs to sit there watching the brazier. Everybody else can be sleeping.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That means you're spending in the morning running instructions to your tribes.
Right.
Which you can take Impenduka and Juniper fly around with you.
Right.
And you can show them exactly where to go.
Right.
Okay.
That'll be in the morning before the thing, so that we know.
That's the morning of day 12.
Tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Right.
This is evening of day 11 right now. Morning day 12. Evening of day 12 is the rehearsal dinner.
Right.
Sometime during day 13, on the 13th.
Is that what you want to do?
No, we haven't decided that yet. No, that was very
It's
coincidental.
perfect.
Yeah, it's very nice. If it were only a Friday.
It can be whatever day you want it to.
No, yeah, all right.
And-
We'll get to that.
Oh, the 13th.
The real
yeah,
life.
okay,
The real life.
real life. Okay.
So, this is fantastic. Do you think you have your plan?
Ruckus breaks out a cigar. Oh, when a plan comes together.
What are we gonna do when the moment comes? How do
Together
we
yet?
kill him?
What
So
are we gonna do?
my first suggestion is we
We didn't plan that part. We never planned.
we have to coordinate the killing, right? So he has to be stabbed at the same time we stab the heart in the tower.
Can you repeat?
What?
Can you repeat what Irina told us?
Irina told you?
Yeah, because she learned.
Oh,
up in
yeah,
the
well-
Amber Temple that.
So, Irina is just saying, all I know is that I must make the killing blow.
With the sun sword, or just not necessarily?
Well, it wasn't that specific.
Okay.
I think it would hurt.
Okay. But now, what about the
Better
heart?
safe than sorry.
What was Noel saying about the heart?
He thinks that needs to be.
Dave,
hidden.
I think Noel's making an assumption that the heart is connected to Strahd.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think if he is the land, this heart would be the land's heart, right?
I think that's
if
safe to
Strahd
assume.
is the land.
I don't know if it has to be at the same time or before. It'd certainly be.
Right.
You would need to destroy the heart before Strahd could ultimately. You might make the assumption that you need to destroy the heart before Strahd could be truly destroyed.
It's a safe
Okay.
assumption. Yeah.
So your familiar will be watching the invasion via the portal and watching to see if that happens. Yes?
That can be arranged.
And
The
you're-
only problem is if I'm watching through the eyes of the familiar, I can't be watching what's going on in the.
Man, he's got to be in that trance state.
Yeah.
But you could do it as an action and just stay that way for
Check
Sick-
in with him.
check in, couldn't you?
Because it would also be
Well,
handy.
that's my turn. Yeah.
That'd be your
I mean-
turn. You take your turn to do
Right.
that.
We'd also want to pop in once in a while to know if the drawbridge fell down.
And I'm
Is that
sure, again, this is another assumption on my part, but as soon as someone attacks that heart, Strahd's going to know it.
Yeah. And he might go poof and suddenly be gone, and we got to. But
It could be even. I don't know.
Or that.
the Strahd, even the heart might have defenses on its own without Strahd knowing it. It's not like they're going to wait for Strahd to say, go defend your... It probably is just going to happen.
And there's that wall of swords that...
Yeah.
could
There's a
be-
wall of weapons that animate. Or can be
Well,
animated.
Yeah, so we're not sure if they animate themselves or they can be animated and controlled.
Oh,
but
that's true.
Either way...
Either way.
But essentially, when it's go time, we're going to tell all our friends to come through the portals, try to storm the castle, try to drop the gate, try to kill the heart. And at the same time, the jig is up and we're going to unload whatever we got on Strahd in the wedding chamber, yes?
Amongst whomever else is in the wedding chamber with you.
Which
Yes.
will probably be other vampires.
Yes.
Minions and
Werewolves.
werewolves.
But, I mean,
because Strahd
We're
will
not
have
gonna.
his people
We're not
in there as
expecting
well.
to get them alone, right?
No.
We're
I
gonna,
mean, it's not going to be Strahd surrounded by all of us. I mean, it's going to be Strahd and his people.
Yeah.
with us. Yeah, so.
What do you know of...
Could you not persuade your crush to have a sidebar with this party?
my crud. You mean the guard lady I was?
No, I mean Strahd.
Oh,
Your man crush?
Your man crush.
well, if that's what you want, we should go for it at the rehearsal dinner then. Well, we don't know who else is going to be there, but
It was a pretty cold shoulder he got at the
yeah,
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true,
he's-
okay.
he knows that I'm not
the end.
his
Not
bitch
anymore.
anymore.
We did learn something about at least one of the other vampires, of his brides. So what was the attitude of the bride in the library?
Another one.
Yeah, not super positive.
Oh, here we go again. Another.
So
wedding?
not necessarily all of the people in attendance are there because they want to be or that they're happy about it.
So we start unleashing hell on Strahd. Some of them might help, or they might at least
I don't
stand by
know.
neutral.
Yeah, I don't know if I would go that far. But
yeah, they may not attack us. They won't help us, but they may not attack us either.
The idea that they'd help you is pretty far-fetched.
Yeah.
But we could roll on it.
But some of them might just sit back. Oh, this is interesting. Dinner and a show. Oh, fun. Let's see if the boss is gonna die.
All right.
So we think we're gonna go for it during the wedding. We're just gonna.
Yeah.
Well, so
When they ask
the
for some
original, what we were originally told by that seer lady was that it was Irina, the sword, the book, the symbol, and the chapel.
Oh, that's right. The chapel is part of
The
it.
walkthrough might happen in the chapel. I like the idea of saying, would you like to get married, Strahd? I don't!
Marry this.
Marry this.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, well, and we could say, it's, again, we don't know all the variables, but if we have the opportunity, if they say the line about, does anyone object, that's go time.
Right.
Yes, we all do.
Well, and here's the other thing, right? I mean, what have we joked about throughout? Yeah, no, everything's good. He knows, right? So if the drawbridge goes down and he's like, wait a minute, we'll be able to tell on his face. I mean, if he is that all-knowing, we'll know during the service that he knows the gate's gone down.
He might have confidence in his defenses.
He might be
So
spying
I think
on
that's
this
a
entire
lot of
meeting.
it is that, and that's why he has those defenses. Is he knows there's going to be attempts, but he's confident that
His resources.
his resources are. So we need to make sure that we are more powerful and crafty than whatever he throws at us.
One other thing, and so above the, I don't know how much our characters know about Legends of Vampires. We talked about some of them, right?
Yeah.
Well, we'd
So-
certainly know about Strahd because we have the book.
And you've talked to Rictavio.
Right. So does his skill set include turning into a bat, turning into mist? So
absolutely, and we've
heard that. Okay.
re-listened to episode blah blah blah.
Yeah, right.
So okay.
Didn't Rotavia say he turned into a mist?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that's a particular challenge if the shit hits the fan and there's 10 of us, however many of us, are trying to attack him in the middle
Holy
of his wedding.
symbol of Ravenkind can hold vampires.
Okay. Oh. So that can...
As an action, you can expend 1 charge and present the holy symbol to make a flare. Vampires and vampires spawn within. You have to be within 30 feet. And they make a DC wisdom throw.
So I have
But
10
I think-
charges to try and keep him there till we
I
can
think-
get him.
okay.
As a legendary creature,
You can have a good roll.
he can choose to pass certain rolls so many times.
Fair enough.
So,
That seems ridiculous.
That seems unfair.
Yeah, it does.
It seems like a legendary type creature.
this is the boss level we've been working up to for months, so okay.
It's true.
But so I'm just saying, so if we go,
Then what was the point?
we
of
object,
making-
haha, and then he goes, poof, and
You
he's
give yourself
gone,
every chance.
then what do we do?
We're clearing out the castle. We'll be fighting room by room and floor by floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait. If he does...
Bamf.
If he
You have
bamfs...
You have a nope? You have a
well,
nope
I
card?
don't have a nope. But
Can you
where's
nope
my
this
thing?
nope?
That's the game we play.
Exploding kittens.
What if I were to use Warding Wind and I dispersed his mist?
And there'd be hundreds of little ones of him all over the place.
But would there be?
I don't know.
Could he reconstitute? Maybe not.
I don't know.
And where
I'm
did
trying to
he?
get outside the box.
If he did that, where would he reconstitute?
Right there.
No, you were told
In his
In
crypt.
his coffin.
in his crypt.
Yeah. If anything happens, it's where he'll be.
That's you figure that's where we go find.
Which is why your guys are storming the crypts, right? They'll be there.
eventually.
Yeah.
I
they won't be
wouldn't
there
give
in
those
30
dust
seconds.
elves much of a chance.
They're not on their own.
No, but they're
There's-
not just walking in the front door. They got to get through God knows what to get down there.
There's a lot of stairwells, and they all
Yeah.
go different places and different. They don't all go to the same. You know, just because you're taking stairwell down doesn't mean you're going to get to the crypts.
Yeah.
So, like, we didn't end up at the crypt.
Is that on the map?
It's on the map, yeah. And like the level we got to was. No, I guess we did make it to the right level, but we ended up over here, which is all flooded. And these are the actual crypts on the other side, and you have to take like one of these other sets of stairs to get there.
Okay.
So
Was that the same level we ran into Rahadin at?
no, that's the level above it,
Okay.
and we don't know what else is on that level.
Yeah, we just know we made a bad turn
Yeah,
and had to run.
we ran into Olak opened the door, and Rahadin was on the other side.
And so he's kind of Strahd's right hand dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and smart enough to
And then he knew you were
figure
there,
out
yeah.
that someone was there.
He's plus 11 perception. Holy crap.
Well, yeah, that's one thing with these. Yeah, at Strahd, it's like they have to do a DC. Well,
Right, DC 15 wisdom's like
Yeah.
D1. Okay, past that. Right. So
yeah.
So we got a half an hour left. What are we doing now?
Oh, you have your plan. There's one last thing.
Strahd shows up.
Strahd shows up. No, Strahd doesn't
Burst
show up.
out of the owl. I've been here the whole
Outside the door,
Everything.
right by where Strider and Katota are sitting, you hear a rustling.
Outside.
That's
the,
what this was supposed to be.
Outside the.
Oh, I thought
What did
you
you
were
say?
just
Front
kidding.
door? Back door?
No.
no,
Outside
by
door.
that door.
It's our skeleton horse. He came home. No.
I mean, I would go and check.
fine.
I imagine we're all pretty on edge at the moment.
Indeed.
What does my familiar see?
Where is your familiar?
It would be outside. I've been perching it every time.
Outside where?
Out front.
Yeah.
On the loose.
Yeah. So it seems like it's in the yeah. So I have it right here on the
That's
back
on
of
the moose.
Alexa, show me the back door.
Careful. She is listening.
Oops.
Yeah, it's a. it's a dark and dreary night like every other night, but it seems peaceful and nothing to note there. However, Kotota opens the door, and you see, as you open the door, poking its head up is a white head, as it's this animal, thin, up on its haunches.
It's the white ferret!
It starts, and it looks at you.
That's what it is.
It goes very still as it looks as you open the door, kind of like a deer in a headlight.
Have we encountered a white ferret before?
Yes. Well,
We're not supposed to kill him.
not the actual white ferret, but we've been told repeatedly. And Tal would point to the sign on the wall that says, "Do not hunt the white
White
ferret."
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
Let's bring it in. Let's bring it in and feed it.
Its
Let's
head,
show it the goodwill.
its head popped. Well, right now, Kotota, you see this. What do you do?
Here, kitty.
Fire.
We don't know anything about the white ferret. Oh, just telling you like this is the white ferret.
You look over at
and then
Stri-
Ruckus says white ferret, and Tal points to the wall and says, "Do not hunt the
All right,
white."
you say that.
Yeah.
Strider is right there. What do you do,
Uh-huh.
Mr. Druid person?
We don't know anything about the
Yeah,
white ferret.
who
I was gonna say
is
like,
not
the sign came with the place. We don't know what it means.
who's
Well,
more healy than animally. What do I
the
do?
previous owners were killed as they were organizing the white ferret hunt,
Oh,
and then Juniper came in and killed them all.
Oh.
What does Strider do?
okay.
And then Juniper came and threatened us and said,
Do not hunt.
"If you do the same thing,
Well,
will
I would-
kill you." Essentially.
All right, so
Okay.
he says that. I'll move to the door. And
Here, kitty.
Strider, talk to it.
I'm not that kind of druid.
You don't speak ferret?
You aren't.
No, it isn't.
I'm really more health and stealth and
Can
healing.
you turn
and-
into a ferret?
I could.
Then would you be able to talk to it? I don't know how that works.
Talk with ferrets.
It doesn't work that
Come
way.
on, Dr. Doolittle, get out.
I know. Well, let's see. I do have a fair animal handling check I could try. What does animal handling
I'm
get
sure
me?
there's scraps of food on the table.
Yeah, grab.
Here.
I have a plus
When there's
5
any
in
question, you
metal.
can calm down. A domesticated
Really?
will keep a mount from getting spooked.
Get in there.
It's not really that.
No, I'm not a
It's not a
druid.
domesticated animal. It's a wild white ferret.
Well, yeah.
How do you know it's wild?
Yeah.
Wow, you're right.
We
I
don't know anything about
Yeah.
it. Like, is it a magical creature? Is it just a regular ferret? Is it someone who turns into a ferret? Like,
But Juniper told us not to mess with it.
Oh yeah, she was
I
adamant.
think it's
Okay,
special.
so it's a friend of Juniper at least.
Right.
yeah.
Heck, talk to it in common. Maybe it understands you.
I'll speak to it in Juniper Druidic
There you go.
with my cloak and spear highly visible to the white ferret, not in a threatening way.
Hey!
no.
We're friends of Juniper!
And I will let it know that. Yeah, I'll speak in Juniper Druidic and tell it we don't mean it no harm. No harm will come to it here.
It ducks his head down, picks up some.
Okay, he's not running away. That's a good thing. I'll keep talking nice to it. It's moving away. That's not bad.
Well, it ducked down, it moved a couple inches, poked back up.
And so
And Ruckus would bring over some table scraps or some corn or something. Here, see?
right, and so then I'll get low in the doorway. I don't want to approach it too, in a way that would startle it. And I'll get low. I'll try to get down to its level, and I'll put the corn. I'll put my spear down at my side, and I'll extend my hand with my corn and speak to it in Juniper Druidic and say, "This is for you."
You might try meat. They
Okay, well, whatever.
eat meat.
I'm playing the role. He handed me corn off the table. I'm offering it some corn.
All right.
It's eating grass for crying out loud.
Nuts.
Whatever.
Animal handling,
Mm-hmm.
nature, or persuasion, whichever you want.
find whichever one's the best. That's going to be animal handling.
Animal
Okay.
with advantage.
No.
He's got inspiration though.
Yeah. Push come to shove.
I've got +5 on animal handling.
Get in there.
I'm not the druid.
It's a 14.
All right.
No, but you're apparently good with animals. So.
I like it. I think it's time to roll on the fate chart. Does the great white ferret take the food from Strider?
What does the ferret say?
Chaos rank, I think, is 5. Odds, with your 14, I'm going to move it from, I was going to give it 50-50. We're going to move that from 50-50 to one above that. So we're going to say likely. Somewhat likely. So one above that.
Sure.
All right? And we'll see.
Survey says yes.
Woot! It slowly approaches you. It
Sure.
Just make him doing that for 20 minutes.
this is the best part.
Keep him doing it.
Yeah. I'll. Hey, Ruckus, what else do we have? Because he's going to go through this palm of corn pretty quick.
Do they eat meat?
Apparently they eat meat.
Okay, so
Would you look him up?
I did.
table scrap of meat.
Ferrets eat only meat.
They're omnivore.
Oh, all right.
They're not omnivores, they're carnivores.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah, they
fine.
carnivores.
Well, this one is unique.
You handed him food from the table. That's what he did.
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
It was covered in butter, so that was attractive.
I put my hand back for some more.
Yeah.
And he was probably eating some bug.
Yeah, right, whatever. Okay. So, we're not supposed to hunt it. We don't know much about it.
You think?
I
It could. We don't know. Did we ever see what Juniper actually like? What she turned into when she was in an
Oh,
animal
she
form?
was that whole poison ivy, pretty druid gal.
Absolutely.
look.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the druid, after it finishes its food, it dashes between your legs and into the house.
The what now?
It's the ferret.
The
He meant
ferret. I meant the ferret.
Okay. Oh, now it's inside.
And,
Awesome!
and it goes along the
Check
wall.
Gunter. Make sure he doesn't attack.
Yeah.
And yeah, Gunter kind of looks at her. Verenke's right there and says, "What is that?" And it just, when you turn to look at it, it dashes across the room.
And Ta would be like kind of following.
Well, I'm sure all
Yeah.
of you kind of are watching it.
At a distance, Strider would be leading the way.
Yeah,
No, don't
I want
bother.
to make sure it doesn't pee on the beds or anything.
it kind of goes underneath this chair as you start to get close, as people start to approach, and Gunter runs around to the front door, kind of block out that door, and she jumps up on the table.
Eek.
And the white ferret jumps up onto the owlbear and underneath, kind of between its legs.
Okay.
You come up to the owlbear.
Sure.
And as you get close to the owlbear, an intense pain hits your head. I need you to make an Arcana saving throw.
Okay.
Arcana.
Yeah, there's
Something I'm not.
That doesn't bode well.
there's no Arcana saving throw.
Okay.
Intelligence?
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana check. All right. Again, does not bode well. However. It's a 15.
15. And the pain is so intense. You don't take any damage, but this is pulsing. headache. Your eyes, your vision goes blurry. You take a knee as you grasp your head, and all of a sudden, you start to see through the bear's eyes.
Oh, okay.
The owlbear?
Owlbear's eyes.
Oh.
All right.
And as you try to fight this off, this piercing headache, your vision changes, and you're looking from a set of eyes to the outside, which seems to be the front of the Owlbear Lodge.
The building has eyes.
Like from the front door, or are you looking at the outside of the building?
You're looking like you're standing in the middle of the front yard, looking at the front door, looking at the front stoop, at the walkway coming up.
So the moose.
Maybe from the moose's perspective.
Wow.
I see through dead animals.
Yeah.
The walls of eyes.
And as you try to squint that off, shrug that off, you're now floating above the dining room table.
My vision or me?
The vision.
Okay.
You're
Where there's another stuffed animal.
Wow. This is really weird.
What makes you think that?
and it takes you 5-10 minutes before as you lay right there on the floor, you just kind of lay yourself prone
Right.
to let this feeling wash over you. The white ferret dashes for the door again. Does anyone let it out?
Well, okay, so from our perspective, Strider followed the ferret to the owl, and then he just collapsed.
I feel like we would
But nothing
respond
happened.
to
If
that
that's what we
first.
saw, then
Yeah.
Olak will make it grab for it.
Well, nothing happened to Verenke. It was just Strider.
Oh yeah, Verenke's right there.
It said 5 to 10 minutes, right?
This took as Strider grasps his head. What do you guys do? Let's start with Verenke. You're right there closest.
I would do an insight check to see if I can determine if it's a trance, like he's in some sort of trance, or if he's in actual just pain, like conscious pain.
All right, do a medicine check.
Well, I really wanted to do.
You want to know if he was telling the truth or not?
I wanted to see if I can figure out what it is that's actually happening. Like,
So am I there?
Yeah,
We're
you
all in
should
the
be
room,
somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah, you're here.
You would have arrived by now.
You're here, absolutely.
So I'm a cleric. I have good medicine. I would think I would run up to him too.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
That was amazing.
it's just obvious he's in pain. Olak was the next to respond. Olak, you see him doing this, you'll be next, all right? We'll get you.
Yeah. So if the ferret's making a dash,
Well,
for the
we're
door-
not there yet, right?
Okay.
So right now, Strider is on a knee, hands to the head, got in agony.
Wincing, writhing.
The ferret is in between the legs of the owlbear,
Doing that storm with your eyes.
Yeah.
kind of cowering or hiding.
Gotcha. In that case, I probably would not have been the first to act because
Okay.
that's way outside my depth.
Then I'll move to Gloin. As this happens, Gloin is moved up. You see him. You see Strider in agony.
I don't know why this thing doesn't work, but it's supposed to. Yeah. So I have a +9. So that's 16 plus 9.
On a what? What were you doing?
Medicine check.
On a medicine check? Yeah, sure. I mean, it's obvious, right? He is in some intense pain. Something's causing this pain. And what do you want to do about it?
Can you talk to me? What's going on, Strider? What are you seeing? What are you feeling?
well, this really hurts, but I'm like seeing through various sets of eyes, like the owlbear's eyes and outside eyes and over the table eyes.
And I can't see.
I can't see, but my mind sees what these things see, and it's like shuffling around.
Okay, so we've kind of known for a long time that these things weren't just stuffed animals. It's interesting that all of a sudden now someone actually is seeing through their eyes. And it didn't happen until the ferret.
Does Gunter attack the ferret?
No!
Our chaos level just went up
Stop
one.
him.
No.
And
I would stop.
I think it's somewhat likely.
We would have told
Why?
him. I mean, we have a
The
sign
sign
on the
is
wall.
right there. Do not hunt the
Well, we
ferret.
told him not to, Dave. When he was over by me, I told him, don't even try it.
Okay, you told him not to. To counter that, it seems like this ferret is doing harm to this other person. So to me, that he's gonna at least Gunter is associating the pain with this ferret, and so I'm gonna move it back down to unsure, right? Because you've told him not to, but on the other, we're gonna see what he does. Okay.
So far, we've only gotten yeses.
Low number.
Yes. So he goes under there and he swings with
Doesn't mean he'll hit. Just means he's going out.
he swings with his hammer.
Good thing Juniper's under your control, and hopefully Juniper will only kill Gunter and not the rest of us.
Yeah. What? Plus, it's not plus 10. He doesn't have a plus 10. He rolled a 6, and he kind of pokes at it with the thing, and the ferret. This is when the ferret dashes. What happened to my ferret? Yeah, it dashes across the room, and makes a dash for the door, and he runs right between, underneath the chair. Moves underneath this chair by you, Verenke. You have an opportunity attack if you want to try to grab it.
No.
It slides past and it goes by Olak. Olak, you have a chance.
Yep.
Yep. You try to grab it?
Yeah, grab it.
Yeah. Okay, make an attack.
All right, attack, just like an unarmed strike.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a +7 to hit. Or to grab.
18.
So 17.
17, and it's going to make a dexterity.
18.
18?
Yeah, it was.
This is going to be a dexterity check against that, and it's going to have a +5.
19. Jeez, I can do math.
I don't
And look at the
you.
right modifiers.
And so that 15
Gosh
plus
dang it.
is a 20. As it slips through your hands,
Narrowly.
It's a
narrowly.
ferret. You ever tried to catch a ferret?
Yeah, right.
Ta?
Yeah, I will cast Levitate
Nice.
On.
on the ferret.
And not on yourself?
No.
I don't know. You're chaotic. I don't know.
No, turn into a plant.
And how's that work?
It turned into a plant. Maybe it'll stop and eat.
Maybe it'll
wait,
pee on
it
you
eats
and
me.
then
All right.
leave.
It has to do a Constitution saving throw.
All right. There's no modifier to this because I don't think it would have a high constitution. 11.
It fails.
Is it strength?
So it will
So
float.
now it's
And the body kind of distorts like a squirrel or, cat would as it's trying to fall.
yeah.
Nice.
Well, at least it's
That
not
was
going
awesome.
anywhere anytime soon.
Perfect.
Okay. Well,
So for the next 10 minutes, it just floats.
Hey, it worked against him in the wolf cave, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Kept him from.
So back to Strider.
Uh-huh.
All right, your 10 minutes goes by, and you're starting to get this under control
Okay.
as you just learned the scry spell. So basically, how I've played it here is, is whenever you want to scry on something, I think it says something familiar to you. We will, for just the fluff part of it, there'll be some sort of animal in the room.
Okay.
And whether it's a cricket or a bat or something, you just learn the scry. And so in my event table, for each scene there's an event. The event I rolled was, where was it? Remote event, persecute legal matters, like execute legal matters. And this was the white ferret recognizing your leadership and giving you this gift of scrying.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So you can add that to your spell list.
All right, we'll do.
Now the question is, now that you have this, would you like to try to use it?
Well, I'm sure I will.
I mean, like, now.
Whose eyes would you like to look through?
I barely just got it. Okay.
And what do you want
Now
me
do
to
I-
do with the ferret?
What's that? Oh, yeah.
What do you
What
want me to
do you
do
do
with
with
the
the ferret?
As I point to the ceiling.
Look through the ferret's eyes.
Well,
Well,
I think we could let it go.
oh, yeah, I agree. We can let the ferret go now that we understand.
We don't want to. Not supposed to hunt it, and we probably don't want to keep it captive.
And I really, as much as Juniper's with me, I don't want to piss her off either, right? Because she can be with me and not be with me. So, yeah. Let the... I think I got it now.
Okay.
You can let him go. Thank you, though.
So the spell will end, and the ferret will slowly float back to the.
Maybe you open the door,
Ground.
let
Float
it
him out.
kind of shoo it out before you let the spell drop. No?
Well, the way I read the spell, you're either at the ground, or you're at 20 feet, or you're transitioning. It's like you float up to 20 feet, and then when the spell ends, you float back down. So it's not like you can
Okay.
control.
We at least open the door and let it back on the floor and assume it's going to
Right,
run
right,
outside.
right.
Yeah. You let it down, you open the door, and it scurries out.
Now, this spell thing, like, is it now something that I have to have prepared? Do I go to my prepared list, or is it this added feature?
I will let you have one scry per day in addition to your normal spell list.
Okay. I'm just thinking.
You have to use it for scry.
Right. Yeah, understood.
Now, if you want to do it a second time, you can use a spell slot to do it a second time.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's like something you always have prepared.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a level 5 spell.
I don't know
That's
if
a
there's-
pretty good spell.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't know if there's any way to put it in
Level
your.
5 spell.
That's what I'm saying.
your prepared spells
I'll
without-
go.
Right. Yeah,
I'll
you have
go
to
cut and paste or something.
you have to do it separately.
Yeah, no problem.
I don't think I have that.
I think it's in your list. It was in a lot of lists. Okay. And then with that, we kind of have our ideas for tomorrow morning. We have 5 minutes here. Tomorrow, we get our long rest. Everyone happy with
Yay.
that? Everyone gets
Yay.
their long rest? Unless there's something you want to do before you go to bed tonight, you get your long rest.
I mean, what time is it?
It's 11 p.m.
Oh no, sleep.
Right. It's you spent the evening talking through your plans.
Spellcasters, do we want to coordinate our spells?
That's actually a good idea.
We can do that over text this week.
Yeah. So
That's true.
any text this week will be considered the talk through that you had through the evening. All right. When we come back next week, though, I think we can assume that you will go. You'll spend the morning talking to each of the druids again.
Right.
We can fast forward. We can say you've gone to Velaki, and now the weapons aren't going to be done until 1 p.m. Right at the same time, you're going to pick up the
Cart, the wagon.
the wagon, and the dresses. All right, that we can wave our hand at all of that too. I think we can. You can talk to Danica Mardukov at the Blue Water Inn to share your plan with her, and she'll relay that to the Keepers of the Feather and the Resistance. She will socialize that through the party.
Ruckus wants to get a new outfit.
All right.
And he also had this idea of maybe whittling some fairly small stakes, maybe a little bigger than a pencil, wooden stakes.
Whatever would he use those for?
And figuring out a way to somehow stash them in his new outfit. Like hide them in the cape or in the lining or something.
No capes.
Could be
And the incredible.
Like-
could be stitched in like ribbing
Yeah. Somehow
with an open top.
somehow even if it's sewed in, if it's pointy on
You
one
could have
end,
one
you
of
just
those.
Yeah, right.
What are they called?
girdle.
Yeah, corset.
Yeah.
Will Ruckus be able to buy a new outfit in Valak?
So Ruckus wants a corset that he can pull out the.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, very slim wooden.
I'm going to say it's 50-50.
Hide them in the
All right.
outfit somewhere.
I don't think it's likely that they have an outfit on a shelf somewhere for you to buy, but it's maybe you can talk somebody out of through talking to people that you could piece.
Even if it's just a new cape, something.
I'd like
someone
to buy your shirt.
Well, even a cape. Someone could sew you a cape in an hour. Right?
Chaos rank is down to 5. All right. We're going to say unsure. That's 50-50.
Yeah.
We'll see if you can piece your outfit together.
Can Ruckus talk someone out of their clothes?
Oh, they're close. Wow, that's good.
Hell, of course you can.
63.
80.
No.
No, can't
No.
find
I think
anything
that's the
up to
first
snuff.
no we've gotten all
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. Well, let's ask one more thing.
Even just
Can he get a
get some good
Brett?
fabric or
cape?
yeah. There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
You got yourself a cape. One Strahd, you got your cape.
Yep. And so then he's going to figure out a way to
You
hide some skinny
wood scraps. You go to
wooden
the
stake.
carpenter and you find some wood
Could
scraps.
whittle a tree branch. I mean, I've got a dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I'm just.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be. I'm not
Ken,
staking a circus tent. I just need something.
if you spend the entirety of your day, you can have your monodrome by 5 p.m.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
You dedicate your whole day to that. Okay.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Give us a way to sneak some stuff. Well, sneak. Put that in quotes. Some stuff in if we decide. Plus, I mean, all right. Who all wears armor out of us?
I do.
We all armor of various variety.
Glowing has armor.
Yeah. I guess
Have some
people.
bracers,
So
but
it'd be Olak, Verenke. Are they see does Verenke want to try to stash some stuff in there so she can be more protected when the fighting breaks out?
What I wear is my armor. I'm not.
Stash it where?
You're just thinking
I feel like
they might make you surrender it.
We don't know.
well, it seems like we're going to a wedding. Armor's not really a fashion statement. Like you could probably like I'm guessing Olak could maybe wear his sword as
So-
an accessory type of thing. But
Well, let's ask. We will ask. Well, the question is.
I mean, this might.
The question there's the right now, do you think they will let you? And then there's the matter of, do they let you? Right?
Yeah.
So I can ask the question, do you think they will let you? If you want me to.
Well, I'm thinking prepare for the worst, and then when they come pick us up, we can ask hey,
Yeah.
armor's the
So-
nicest thing we own.
Don't
Is that
bother
acceptable
asking
to wear
me,
to the
just
wedding?
Wear it and go.
So
I'm wearing nothing under this.
the concept for a military person to wear ceremonial armor makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But if it's not a ceremonial armor, it doesn't make sense to me. So
But we don't have dress clothes anyway.
Spend the day getting
well, the women
polished.
do.
The women do, but the rest
And
of
now
us,
Ruckus does. He has a cape.
Ruckus has a cape.
And you could buy some polish.
I'm wearing.
I mean,
Get it shined up at
I'm
least.
wearing a chain shirt. It's not.
Then
and a robe.
dip it in some acetone and get it clean.
So
Get all the blood out of it.
Yeah, the blood and guts. And zombie
next
bits,
week we
yeah.
start with the carriage is at the Owlbear Lodge, and it's time to take you to Ravenloft.
could wear the Owlbear Lodge uniform.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, that might be the best option for Olak, because he's got nothing besides armor.
are we going to try
And
to
cold
play...
weather gear.
So, all right. The last question on the table, as Glenn is alluding, is so next week is the 10th. That weekend, in my mind, just depends on the weather. Because if it's really nice, I don't think people are going to want to sit in my basement all day. All right. That's what I was thinking for this weekend. Saturday's going to be 70 degrees.
Yeah.
You don't want to be here. But Sunday is supposed to be 40 degrees, I think. And so I thought, wow, Sunday afternoon playing games sounds great. But I would love an extra session. I would love to have this done before Glenn's out on the 17th.
You said you're available on the 13th. You said, right?
Yeah.
We could play,
This-
if nothing else, we could play Sunday evening.
On this coming Sunday, yeah.
On this coming Sunday, you're available this evening?
On the what's today? 5. On the 6th, yes.
At what time?
Say 4 or 5 o'clock
Group?
after.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, that works for me.
Maybe
Yeah,
call
I
it
think
5
so.
to be safe.
Leonard?
Wife is never happy, so she's going to be even less happy. But I play way too many games.
Well, you can
should
tell her
invite her
we're
to
going to be
come
taking a
along.
break as soon as we get done with this. We're going to take a couple weeks off.
Oh,
Or not tell her, whatever.
We're almost done, Leonard. Can you make it work or not?
yeah.
So you want to say 5?
What's she going to do? Divorce me?
5 p.m. Sunday, and we'll play until 9, and we'll see how far we get.
Okay.
And then we'll hopefully, whatever we don't get done on Sunday, we'll
And I would plan that when we leave for the dinner tomorrow, we're not coming back. Like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
unless you want to.
Unless we want to. Like, we're probably staying the night there or something.
Oh right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The
No.
intention, at least, Irina will be spending the night at
Oh,
Ravenloft.
we're assuming we all. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I would tell what's his face. You're in charge until / if I come back.
If I don't come back, the place is yours.
Yeah.
Do you tell them that?
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be at the party, aren't they?
Oh.
Well, somebody's got to stay back at the
Yeah,
Albert
some
Lodge.
Yeah.
I could see that Grandpa and the son would go just because it's an event. And,
Oh yeah. Just gonna have one
all right,
pencil, but
5 p.m. Sunday.
this coming Sunday.
5 p.m. Sunday. This coming Sunday.
Are we doing it here? Or are we doing
Here,
it?
here, absolutely.
Yeah, and then I can do the 10th, but then
Yeah, right. And then we'll do the 10th, finish up whatever we need to finish up, and then hopefully we're done, and we'll be done for a few weeks. At least I know you're off again, right? And in that time period, depending on what happens, I hope to do some epilogue type stories, right? Kind of one-on-one, one-on-two type of things. And I will use a lot of this mythic question and answer things for what does your character do after this?
Well, yeah. You wanted.
Seems like
feedback
we're assuming we
specifically-
live.
Assuming we
Yes.
live.
That's right.
You wanted feedback from us specifically what we would want our characters.
What you see them doing post Ravenloft.
Yeah.
woo Irina. Oh.
Could be. Okay, fantastic. Good night.
Unless I don't know, Verenke has been spending a lot of time with her. Maybe
Run kind of leans that way. Is that what you're
we
saying?
don't know. I don't know which way. Irina's kind of been forced into this. We don't know what her personal preferences are.
I thought they were supposed to be like family members or something.
Oh, are they?
At least blood sisters. Okay.
So maybe still a shot.
Isn't Irina supposed to be like 14 or something?
No. I
Okay.
paint her 20, 21, 22. something
Oh,
like
okay. So only a little less creepy.
that.
For the 400-year-old
Marcus could be
vampire.
23 for all you know.
We were just talking about like 400-year-old vampire going after a 20.
Oh.
He's more than 400 years old.
But his age has stopped. His aging has stopped.
I mean, you reach.
But the ageless vampire.
Once you reach 200 or 300, everybody looks young to you, right? You know.
True.
Okay.
This is exciting. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Let's stop the stream. End stream.
Yeah, it was like